let's get it going. MBL and Daut, game 1. What was your population, Joe Manal? I'm curious what your pop was. Ah, cool. We're only 44 seconds behind. I should have been more aggressive. All right, folks. Welcome to game 1 between Daut and MBL. In the blue, we have MBL. He is playing as the Japanese. In the red, we have Daut playing as the Slavs. Once again, to those here on Twitch, this is a part of the Killer Bee weekend tournament. It's called the Killer Bee Arabia Cup. If you want to check out Killer Bee, please do. You can type ! Killer Bee. Thanks to him for organizing this, and it's been pretty fun so far. This is the semis. The last semifinal was Viper and Hera. Viper is advancing to the finals, and whoever wins this best of 5 advances to face Viper. The cool thing about this tournament is both players get 2 restarts. So if you have a bad map or don't like your Civ matchup, you can call a restart, and then you replay on Arabia with different civilizations if a restart is completed. You do have an option, however. You have one single veto to veto your opponent's restart. So let's say, for example, Daut had Goths, and then MBL had Britons, and MBL's like, I don't like playing Britons versus Goths, and he calls a re. Daut could say, I veto that, and then MBL could not actually use his restart. It's an interesting concept. Yeah, Snape's title, I believe, has changed. Yeah, cool. Thank you, Snapes, for doing that. H-Tam, we're already on it, man. We're already on it. Okay, this Civ matchup is really nice. I think that both civilizations can win. Slavs, however, probably a bit stronger than Japanese because of their economy bonus. This is the main gold and the secondary gold for Daut. 2 back wood lines, which, well, I guess 3, which don't offer him too much. That will be an issue. He'll have to push forward to the center of the map for wood. His stones are slightly exposed here on the left-hand side. MBL, 2 back golds. Better wood line than Daut has. But beyond that, he has exposed stones, and he also has to go to the middle for wood. So, wow, this will be all about map control.
Colon.
It's supposed to be a smiley face text-to-speech, girl, not a colon. Jeez. ASD, thank you for coming back for 4 months in a row, man. You're the best. Page 4 says, if someone calls a re and gets vetoed, does it still count as a used re? Yes, it does, page 4, as far as I know. I have yet to see it yet. We can answer those questions once we encounter it, but can you cancel the veto with the second restart? That you cannot do, Phil. It's funny, I didn't ask these questions myself, and then chat like immediately thinks of them, and credit to Twitch chat for being on the ball. Hey, MBL's gonna lane. He's known for it, and MBL is sitting right next to the board. Daut chose to take the one in the back first, and Daut's gonna pay the price for that. And Daut's still working on scouting his map. He will luckily find these sheep, but MBL says, thank you very much. I needed that. I have quite a bad map over here, so I've got to grab some resources, and Daut's probably pissed at himself he didn't take that board. And also the scouting for Daut. Just look at the luck from Daut, or the lack thereof. He does not see the sheep. So he has to go out to the deer, and this is where Daut probably throws down a barracks and tries to drush or something. If he can't advance the feudal in the normal time, Daut will likely try and do something to give him time, and that is normally a drush. We'll see just how many resources he has in a few minutes. MBL bringing in his boar early because he knows Daut might try and steal it to compensate for his loss. And he's going out to gold, which could be for man-at-arms, or it could be for a drush. It looks like man-at-arms to me because the mining camp is being placed. I'm so full of energy today, chat. I'm telling you, earlier I just couldn't get my brain to wake up, you know, because I woke up so early, but I'm so full of energy for this cast. It's so fun to be able to cast so many expert players in 1v1s. That is what I am most passionate about in this game. And it's so great to have so many people here, too. So if you're new, please say hello. I know that many people stop by the stream every day that are new. Feel free to say hello. Happy to have you guys here today. Rusty Shackleford, thank you for subscribing 3 months in a row. And it's because of you guys. It's because of ASD and Grant and Rusty, all the resubs. It's because of you guys that I'm able to do this. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. MBL is going for 2 lumber camps, which is standard. Japanese have the cheap lumber camps, which are great for eco. And he's going for man-at-arms, and Daut is, he's playing this very weird. He hasn't even built a barracks for a Drush, and he's clicking up the feudal at 25 population. So he's going to need to defend from a feudal age attack with walls, I guess. That's all he has. Ozzy Thunderaxe, thank you for the 6, and Alamtas, thank you for the bits. Thanks, guys. You know, Daut could get away with this. The one weakness to man-at-arms is walls. They can't get through walls, and Daut, he thought about this. Now there's a hole back here, but he walled this off, and while these villagers are trapped, he will wall this off. Still, the good thing for MBL is he can transition to his archers pretty early after this, which is the norm. Daut, very confusing this first game, I have to say. Very confusing stuff. My guess is he'll add a stable and go scouts, but oh god. Oh, Daut. You just let the units come right in. You just let them waltz right in, what the hell? Oh, the quick wall though. The quick wall. It was all part of the plan from our Lord Daut. Now these units are trapped. See, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but MBL did not research man-at-arms because he expected to find walls. And then he clicked it after he got past, and then he canceled the upgrade once he got trapped again. But still, that's not good for Daut, in my opinion. He's going to have to repair his mill, which is not ideal. He could try and come out here. I guess it'd be the same situation if he tries to wall these in, so never mind. So Daut going into scouts, and MBL can just add spears and archers. And it's going to be hard for Daut to do much if MBL fully walls this, which he could do. Very important for Daut that he uses his mobility. The Slavs are one of those civs that you can kind of bail yourself out of trouble with because of the faster farming, and even if you're late with the farms, you catch up, and if you're late with an uptime, you can catch up. That's why I think Slavs are better here. But we'll see. It certainly has not been pretty from Daut. MBL's probably happy with this. MBL has a total of 5 military, so that means he has 2 archers at home already. And Daut's just now getting to his 3rd scout. But the militia will be cleaned up. MBL, if he could pick off that scout, it'd be nice. That's not going to happen. He loses his scout. And MBL back at home now. Yeah, a few spears. Japanese spears, of course, which attack faster. And then some archers. But in all honesty, guys, MBL does not have all that much right now. And he will still run into walls. So what you can do as Slavs, it's so nice to do this as well. Just keep your scout numbers alive, and then you add an archer range and mix in skirms. And scouts and skirms beats archers and spears. So Daut needs to be careful not to take losses now, but I don't think he'll be too upset. He's actually a villager ahead at the moment. A lot of things looking good for him. And while MBL could wall the front of his base, it's not an easy map to full wall. So it's still exposed. Which infantry is stronger in the end, Slavs or Japs? Good question. I actually haven't tested it myself. I guess you'd have to compare the champions, right? Because the Drazina champions for Slavs are pretty sweet. You also have to compare the economies as well. Like the fact that Slavs have faster farming helps out so much with their upgrades. But as always, the answer is probably it depends, right? Depends on the engagements and the upgrades and the numbers. It might be better for Japanese with 10 numbers, but better for Slavs than 50. I don't think it's as clear-cut as people would like it to be. That's just the game in general. So, Daut doing something interesting here, and MBL failing with the quick wall. Daut has gone for bloodlines. So, instead of mixing in the archers early, he's gonna, or the skirms rather, He's going to do that now. He went for a few more scouts and is getting bloodlines. And this basically ensures, as long as Daut uses his mobility, that he won't be pressured too much, because MBL is not in a position to fight bloodline scouts. I feel like Daut should be patient, though. I don't think he should rush an engagement. He needs to get the skirms forward. It's weird, he went to gold, and he's not utilizing that gold right now. For this composition, I mean, I get going to the gold for bloodlines, but you don't need that many on gold. And Daut receiving a free hit. They were giving MBL a free hit. Not great. MBL. Just weird to me how he hasn't gotten fletching yet. It seems like he wants a faster castle time. Playing with fire here, MBL. But if there's no skirms, I think he'll be okay. And Daut running in to archer fire. So I think what Daut wants to do is get his skirms forward with his scouts, and he didn't want to be separated. So he's just going to leave. And MBL's about to click up. Yeah, MBL's clicking up. He's going to wall up his base. So many spears from him. He always adds a lot of spears. And I guess he'll get fletching on the way to Castle Age, and I think MBL will get away with this. Daut, he's about to click up himself, though. And interesting, he's adding a second range. I feel like he would be better off staying on one range and going 2 stables. But it will be elite skirms and knights versus lots of crossbows to start. No, I don't think it was forgotten. He's getting it now. MBL didn't research fletching so he could have a faster castle time. It was intentional. Is there a hole here? Full wall, MBL. Just needs to wall off that area, of course. Oh, what? What is this stable? You know what? I wonder if he wants to go into cav archers. If he builds a stable back there, that tells me he's only building the stable so we can get bloodlines on cav archers. Because if he wanted to create a knight or two, which I think would be very useful versus the skirms, he wouldn't build the stable there. He would build it forward. See what I talked about with slabs, though. It was not clean for Daut whatsoever, but now Daut has map control. Daut is not too far behind to Castle Age. It's a strong civ. I think the farming bonus needs to be nerfed. I think it's way too strong right now. We'll see when the next balance comes out, but MBL is going cav archers. So he's not going for town centers. He's going to go for upgrades on his archers. Waiting for crossbow and Bodkin's on the way. He is going for a TC here. This could be seen as greedy. Obviously, he could get caught out. And CA running forward for MBL. Maybe he wants to try and harass the gold from Daut and just keep Daut at home. Oh, Daut's going to lead skirm, right? Yeah, he is. Weird decisions all around, I'd say, from both players so far. Tokaraka, whatever it ends up being, I'm not worried about the specifics, like in the percentages. Whatever it ends up being, whatever it contributes to as far as eco, it's way too much. But yeah, I know there's some issues with it not working correctly. I think it works correctly on World of Low Kingdoms, though. I mean, you might need to fact check me there, but I think that on World of Low Kingdoms it works correctly. On HD it does not, or there's at least a recent change to that. See, I can see a big problem with the way MBL has played this. Now, granted, he can still add a knight here, but MBL is just continuing to go into archers when his opponent is going into a composition which counters the archers. So, the only thing MBL has going for him is mobility, but cav archers take so long to mass that Daut, he's probably feeling very good about this. 2 town centers, 3 town centers now for Daut with a better eco. He has not been pressured at all. As I said earlier, I think that the best way to describe this game is unconvincing from both. Daut's composition is kind of standard, so that is convincing. His Feudal Age and his Dark Age wasn't the best. But now he's looking much better for him. Level 1 villagers, his composition's way better in my opinion. His civilization has better eco. Let's see if MBL can do something here, guys. He needs to mask the CA, really. But he can't afford to unleash the Cav Archers until he deals with those skirmishers. Johnny Soccer, the Slavs are an interesting civilization. It's a civilization that in Feudal Age can do pretty much anything. In Castle Age even can do pretty much anything, because they could also go for crossbows. But the best composition for Slavs in Castle is normally what Daut's going for right now. The Knights and the Elite Skirm. And then in the Imperial Age, they can go Cavalier, but then they normally transition into infantry, like Halberdiers and Champions in Siege. So I guess it plays out like a lot of horse civilizations in Castle, which is why it's so strong. And then in the Imperial Age, it plays out similarly to Celts. So the weakness of Celts is sometimes the Castle Age, because they don't have bloodlines and they don't have the farm bonus, I guess, of Slavs. But Slavs are just as strong. Just as strong as other horse civs in Castle, and they're as strong as Celts and Imp. So MBL not upgrading to crossbow. I mean, this just doesn't make too much sense for me. He didn't upgrade to crossbow. He could have used that at least. He has lots of CA, but he's now down villagers. And he just does not have map control. While Daut, he's had an economy that has not been harassed. And he's taken some very good fights this game, but it's mainly because of the compositions. 23 kills and 7 deaths for Daut, and now he's killing a villager here, and he can just sit behind the wood line. Not looking very good for MBL this first game. And this is a series that a lot of people expected MBL to win, because Daut has not been too solid in 1v1s lately. MBL, the only thing he can do now is take good trades, and this is maybe the position to do it. He'll have a small hill. Mangonels can kill the elite skirms from Daut, and then the Cav Archers, they can kill the Knights, especially with the hill advantage. And Daut coming towards the Mangonels. He's running into the Cav Archers to do this. Is it worth it, though? That's the question. MBL's still lacking some upgrades on the CA, so I think it's worth it just to push MBL off the hill. He's killed CA. He's killed one Mangonel. He's close to losing a few of those Knights there, but Daut has the hill, and that's what he wants. With the hill, he'll do more damage and receive less damage. I think Daut will build a castle soon. Yeah, both players, in fact. 411 stone now for Daut. And it's 540 stone for MBL. So maybe MBL realizes he's behind. I'm sure he does, as he's heavy on stone and he wants to build a forward castle. Pretty awkward trying to find a place to put the castle, though, you know? Because you place it here, it doesn't really do anything for you. You place it here and there's a siege workshop for Daut, and you could Daut castle it. So I don't know where he'll place this thing. Daut needs to be careful now. He needs to kill the Mangonel. He will. Great stuff from Daut. And, okay, MBL's just going to call the GG. Honestly, that was not surprising. Daut's like 20 vills ahead. Daut has full map control, and MBL can't even place the castle forward. That was just weird from MBL. Jap Cav Archers is not a good decision. Cav Archers in general, guys, it's only something you could tech into if you already have an advantage. MBL, he gave up his map control. He gave up an advantage to get to Castle Age faster, and it's so tough against Slavs with that composition, and he didn't do the correct things, in my opinion, there. Probably should have been more aggressive in Feudal. Could have added some Knights. I think that's the big thing. Big question mark over why he didn't add Knights. Just 1 or 2 Japanese Knights to kill the skirms would have been nice. And anyway, we got to keep the games going here. So there's the KD. Daut with 32 kills, 14 lost. And eco stats for you. Daut, obviously, with more food and wood with the Slav eco. Like that, I know Daut has more vills and whatnot, but that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. They were even on vills for a while, and Daut has 33% more resources collected. Okay, let me update the score. Big Fancy Baby, what's up, man? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Happy to have so many people here. Having a nice day casting. Tokaraka, I think CA are only good late castle when you have map control. That's my guess. Well, it's not a guess. It's just, it's an expensive unit that you need to mass before they're utilized, so you can't afford to transition to them early. So it's not a guess. It's just, it is what it is, man.
I just wanted to say, Harry Kane is my king and football is coming home, boys.
Drunk Goat. Chat, can we get some salutes to Drunk Goat, who is from England? He acts as if he's had faith in his team the entire World Cup. I saw you chatting. I saw you chatting during the England-Tunisia game. I'm just kidding, man. Happy for you. I'm happy England's doing well. I think for the 5-man, hope work's been good for you. Yeah. So this is game 2 between Daut and MBL. This is the best of 5 for all those watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, that means it's a good game. And YouTube, if you'd like to see the whole series, I have it in the video description. What I'm doing now, guys, is let's say there's a 5-game set and only 1 game is YouTube worthy, in my opinion. I'll upload that game and then I'll put the whole set on another YouTube video that's unlisted in the video description. That way people can see all the games without having to come to Twitch if they don't want to. Anyway, Tunes versus Portuguese. MBL needs a victory here. I find this Civ matchup to be one of the biggest snooze fest Civ matchups ever. Like, oh, I mean, Portuguese have a little bit more flexibility offensively in Feudal Age and Castle Age, but Teutons maybe an Imp would be much stronger. I'm excited to see how this unfolds though, because it's not a Civ matchup I've seen frequently. Is MBL going to lose that, Bill? Nah, he's fine. Alright, so we'll start with MBL's base. MBL has his main stone here, his main gold on the back. Again, a map that he could wall up. Oh, okay. MBL is calling a re. And Daut says veto. So that's the other thing I didn't explain again for those that just came into the stream. I think they paused to discuss this. Players have 2 restarts, and then there's also 1 veto per player. So Daut is saying veto, which means that MBL shouldn't be able to use his re. Now,
yes.
England can beat up on one of the worst teams in the Dub C, but Croatia is going all the way.
I would like Croatia to do well, Kobe. Is this just going to turn into a donation war over what team is going to win the World Cup? Kobe, thank you for the 5. Yeah, so it wasn't clarified in the rules if you could call the veto after 4 minutes because the re had to be called at 4 minutes earlier. MBL called his restart right at 4 minutes, probably thinking that Daut wouldn't have the possibility of using his veto then, but I don't think that's how it works. So MBL has to play this out. So this will be the first time I've seen this system in use. I'm curious now. MBL probably unhappy with his map or his start because it was messy underneath his TC. And he wanted to call re, and Daut said no, not happening. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Daut's trying to bring in this boar, and MBL is trying to lame. I think, yeah, Daut should be able to bring this in. MBL being as annoying as possible because he has to play this one. I mean, I didn't look at all of MBL's map yet, but for the early game, Daut's map is really good. So this map has stages to it, chat. So you have a very strong Dark Age and Feudal Age with a map like this. You can barely be pressured because you can wall in towards your TC, and you have this gold here. But if throughout the game you cannot get map control, this is the problem. Stone's on the other side of the wood. This stone's forward, this gold's forward, and this gold's forward. So normally when you are this close to the map, the edge of the map, and you have a back resource, everything else naturally will be forward. So for example, let's say MBL goes with a tower rush. He could tower this wood, he could tower this wood, and he could just hold the front and Daut would die. So I think it's important for Daut that he does everything he can to hold map control, and then this map and this start will give him an advantage. And right now it looks like he'll either go archers or he'll go man-at-arms. He's going 23 pop-up, so it's making me think he's considering archers. MBL, he's going for a tower rush! And Toons are so good with the towers as well. I think Daut will regret going archers. You give up so much map control when you go archers, because you have to wait for them to be created. So, okay, here comes MBL. Daut needs to hit feudal, which he'll be later too. Then he needs to create archery ranges. Then he needs to wait for the archers to be produced. And Daut can only build one defensive tower. MBL's towers can shoot more arrows. He's trying to hide the fact that he's coming forward, but I'm sure Daut will know. And yeah, this is one of the only early game strengths for Teutons. In late game, I think they're stronger than Portuguese. MBL could have stopped that. That's weird he left. He went around. He could have stopped that. But you know what? I think MBL, he is thinking Daut would go man-at-arms in this situation. Because normally you'd go man-at-arms into archers. And oh god. MBL can't run through that. And he might be able to tower here, but Daut can just run to the other side. Daut, very greedy with his scouting. He's just now going to MBL's base. He doesn't know what MBL is going for. And that's why he's relying on his walls, as he so often does. And he's going to build archer ranges probably on the front there. And here comes MBL with the towers. So it's important for MBL to place these towers in devastating positions. So this tower goes up to protect this one. Daut, he can't see this. So this tower will be pretty good. And I think a tower here denies the gold with fletching. Oh wow, he's going scouts? What? Why would you... What? What? Going gold for scout... Oh, Daut's in trouble, man. Daut's in trouble. He's trying to build a tower here. He doesn't know about this one. He's in trouble. And why scouts? Why go to gold for scouts? This doesn't make any sense from Daut. MBL does... I guess he's not concerned with that tower. And he's going to batter his way through here. Daut can't build more towers. That's his only tower. MBL can just shoot this down. The only good thing is that MBL, he could be hit at home with scouts because Daut has mobility. That's the only good thing for Daut. MBL knows that, so he's walling up a little bit. But the scout choice doesn't make any sense to me. As much as Daut would probably like for it to be this way, you can't go scouts and archers at the same time this early. That's why his archery range is idle and his stable's idle. It's just not doable. I think he's going to buy stone with the gold, though, which is kind of funny. So it's like, this is all part of the plan. 3 scouts coming forward, 1 on half HP for Daut, and MBL will probably have to Vil fight this for now. And Daut has to run away from this wood line and go to the next wood line. Which, because of his walls, is completely fine. MBL can't exactly get over there. But what MBL can do is he can pressure the farm space of Daut. So Daut needs to get a tower up, and there we go. He's done so. It's not the end of the world for Daut. It's just unconvincing is the word. Can he win the game? Yes, because MBL has really only denied a wood line and some stones. But we'll see. MBL must realize now his opponent has gone for a market. He's going to distract with this. This is so smart from MBL. Distract with the scout. So he hasn't lost any villagers yet. And his tower will go up. And I can pretty much tell you, MBL will garrison his vills. Kill this tower. And Daut's going to need to build another one or have enough archers to stop the villagers from progressing. And Daut can't get into MBL's base. MBL, look how compact his base is. He's building a tower at home now. He's even building a blacksmith, which acts as a wall on his wood line. The only thing that's exposed for MBL are the berry villagers. Yeah, man. There's no way Daut can stop these towers if MBL can still build his own. What Daut needs to count on is some type of counterattack or just his archers killing MBL's vills. MBL has less economy going for him because of the fact that he has so many vills forward. I think the last time Daut and MBL played, score was 4-2 MBL. Right now, it is 1-0 Daut, and he's having a rough time, guys. He is having a rough time. He's towering his gold. He's deleting the farm now. He can't be on berries. Daut only has 60 food, whereas MBL, he has 400 food. And that is because of the fact that his farms were added early. They've not been disrupted. And also, the build order is actually a little bit cleaner for MBL because he didn't make useless buildings. I have air quotes, useless buildings, because Daut has actually used them. Yes, Rev Winfield, correct. They do, man. I think MBL wants to tower war this. Yep, he wants to tower war this, so he's just gonna toss down the tower. And now Daut is gonna have to garrison here and just more idle time. The only thing I'd say is MBL's tower here, it doesn't make too much sense. Daut doesn't see the vills on gold, I guess. But ideally, he'd have a tower right next to his gold. So many vills inside here now. Daut's in trouble. He needs gold. He'll have to go forward for gold, which he can do right now. I just wonder if MBL will be able to up. That's the thing. He has no military, so he needs to up to the next stage, and that's why he's going to gold. He'll build another defensive tower. Daut's doing a good job at keeping map presence. It's just about the castle times now. And about how many villagers Daut loses. Oh my goodness, she was close to going down. And Daut losing this tower war. His vills are going to come out first. And he's going to have to repair this. This is sloppy stuff for Daut, and it makes sense because of how awful his economy is after this tower rush. MBL has to repair his. He'll probably garrison to kill Daut's villager, and this is so tough. Like I really feel for Daut because it's so difficult once you get in this position to do anything. MBL gonna rush this down? I think that was that was unintentional from MBL. He's not paying attention to this. He's paying attention to his gold at home. You can see in the minimap. I don't think this is intentional, but what? What's happening here? Oh god, MBL's losing so much. He also has given Daut his gold back. This is why MBL was not looking, because of the archers from Daut. And Daut clicks up to Castle Age. MBL, he wanted to use gold to buy himself up, and he's done so. So still MBL will hold this position. Daut also lost some archers, but he killed the tower at least, which is what he wanted. You know, I think if I'm MBL, I try and sneak a tower back here. Because you will get Bod Canera most likely at some point. So you try and sneak a tower that might just be in range of some of that gold. I don't know if that's doable though. He'll place one here. Daut just needs to go knights now. He found a little bit of gold here. He's been using the market. Interesting that he came so far forward for it, but what Daut can do to fight underneath these towers is go knights. And MBL doesn't even have a barracks, so MBL is just relying on this type of aggression. Quite one-sided comments here, big MBL fan. Are you saying I'm a big MBL fan, or you're a big MBL fan? I know that there's definitely bias in the community, like people really like Daut, he's a fun personality, but I would say that MBL probably doesn't get enough recognition for how messy he can make his strats. Like, of course he's kind of forced to do that in this Civ matchup, but he does a really good job with how he plays. And recently, he's had the edge versus Daut, but you got to give Daut credit. Well, you have to give Daut credit for how he reacted after seeing the tower rush. However, I do think his Dark Age and Feudal Age choices have put him in this position. Probably a monastery now for MBL. He could go for forward monasteries in Siege, and then a forward castle eventually. Yeah, if you expect your opponent's going to go knights, just add a monastery. Well played. And he's adding TCs at home, actually. And Daut is adding his first knight, which is not going to have enough upgrades. Might kill one Vil. I'm more interested in how Daut is going to push this back. That's what I want to know. The second MBL has 2 or 3 monks out here. Daut's attack can't do much. Unless Daut does something with siege. So he is going for a battering ram. This is something MBL does not see. And he knows something's out here. He's building an outpost. Oh, he can see the siege workshop. So what's his reaction to that? Another tower. Okay. Actually, he's building a ton of towers. He can use his Vils versus the battering ram. He just has to keep the towers up and his monks alive. Hey, this is where MBL gets university and researches guard tower. Get Bod Canero as well. Once he gets the resources for it. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. He has both of Daut's stones, so Daut cannot build a castle to defend from anything or to attack. If Daut loses the game, it's probably because he can't get working guns out of the castle. Not just kidding. I don't think working guns are going to make or break this game at all. It's going to be the knights. It's going to be the knights and the map control. There's 8 knights there for Daut. There's going to be 3 monks for MBL and a lot of towers. And Daut trying to use his scout to pick off the monks, which is funny. Let's see. Can he get conversions? That was late start to the conversions for MBL. He's using his Vils here. I don't think this is very good for MBL. Because I don't see him being able to utilize his monks. He does not have guard tower on the way. He added TCs, so he doesn't really have resources for anything anyhow. And he's going to lose 1 tower. He'll probably lose the next couple towers. And immediately he's panicking with just more and more towers. If he can get conversions, though, it can be huge. MBL getting 2 conversions with 3 monks, and then this monk as well, which I guess is 4. Daut, I mean, he just needs to continue with the knights here. I think he's doing a fantastic job. The battering rams taking MBL off of golds. MBL with 0 golds. And Daut, he's behind a couple Vils, but he has good map control. Is it enough? If Daut can't keep the knight numbers up, then the rams die. And MBL gets his gold back. MBL kills this battering ram with his villagers. He's going into pikemen, okay. And yeah, maybe that's the end of the night push from Daut if MBL can get pikemen. It's just he cannot afford anything, guys. Look, MBL has invested into so many towers. Enough towers where he could have just built a castle. I think MBL added way too many, not way too many TCs, but he went to the third TC a bit too early, in my opinion. Like, he does this a lot. He's very greedy and he gets away with it. It's a style he excels with, but he added extra TCs and that just gave him less resources as he was creating Vils. We'll see, though. We'll see. He still has very good map control against Daut. And Daut, not too interested in pushing it any further now. These knights will just get converted. These rams. The funny thing is the rams can like try and pick off the monks here. Let's see, MBL. Yeah, Daut needs to delete those. I don't know why Daut didn't delete those. He just gave MBL some knights, but okay. Guard tower for MBL, Bod Canero for MBL, so Daut's base gets more and more awkward. And the spears and the towers should be enough to hold this. I don't see Daut pushing this at all. And now MBL's eco lead is paying off. Again, like the awkwardness for MBL is kind of expected for him, I think. And he's going to build a forward castle, and there's nothing Daut can do about it. The Teuton tower rush. Daut needs this gold. He's just coming out here now to address the towers. I don't think he can stop this. The castle should go up. And Daut, oh, he's sending his units back to stop that. All MBL needs is a quick wall. And speak of the devil. There are the quick walls. He sees the knights. And I think once the castle goes up, MBL can use his... Well, I want to say that MBL can use his vills to kill the battering rams, but the TC is there for Daut. Daut could just garrison. This is interesting. MBL needs to keep the castle up. It's at 85%, and you can see the HP bar is not 85% at all. That's 3 battering rams for Daut. Oh, and MBL's out of stone to repair this, which is funny. So he needs to purchase some stone. Does he have a market? He does, right? Yeah, he does. Teutonic Knights, let's go! Teutonic Knight for the Rams. Of course, the castle has murder holes as well. It's losing HP slowly. And Daut is garrisoning his town centers so he can kill the Teutonic Knights. This is so interesting. I think that MBL can hold it. Oh, no, he can't. I don't think he can hold it. Oh, it's so close. With 3 battering rams, Daut kills it. Oh, this is so close. Can MBL kill that? He needs to focus on the right ram. Oh, God. Oh, God, that was so close. He loses it. And he has to quick wall his vills. He gets into the guard tower now. And, I mean, still, MBL's boom is really strong at home, but he's wasted like 1,000 stone this game with towers and castles. That was so close, though. That's the crazy thing. It was so close. You know, if MBL would have built the castle more passively, had he deleted this tower and placed the castle here, it would have been just fine because Daut's TC wouldn't have been in range. But hey, on the plus side for Daut now, he will slowly get his resources back, I think anyway. Plus side for MBL is he's still been untouched at home. So he has more town centers, he has more villagers, and he has a pretty good idea of where Daut will go for resources. He lamed this gold earlier. He sees this gold this year. So I think he'll put some focus onto stopping these towers from being taken out. And if he can just keep a couple of them there to deny the space, he'll be very confident. Daut just needs stone, man. Daut just needs stone. And he also would like to clean up these towers so he can get access to the golds that are forward. And, at least for now, I don't see Daut getting this back. MBL scrambled a barracks up, scrambling pikemen out. And MBL using the knights he converted from Daut in that corner earlier to pick off the units from Daut, both the siege and the knights. So Daut's in this weird position where he can only decide to do one thing. Either counterattack or clean up the towers in his base. So now I think he's going to realize he can't deal with the pikemen. So he's transitioning into crossbows. And I think he'll go Arbs and Imp. So using the market to get up, which is smart. Has MBL invested too much into pikemen? Making pikemen, upgrading pikemen, that delays your Imperial time. He will be behind with the Imperial Age upgrade. But then again, can Daut do any damage with the Arbalest too? I think it has to be Arbalest and Ram for Daut in the next stage, but Arbalest on their own, with no trebs, they die to the towers that MBL's still building. Well, Alesi, what I meant by that was, there's 2 choices for Daut. There's a counter choice and there's a clean up your own base choice, but he has to choose one. That's what I meant to say. Maybe I didn't say it correctly. He has to do one or the other. MBL, he has an idea of where all the golds are, but he's not yet on his way to the Imperial Age. Daut. Oh, you know what? If he gets lucky, he'll see this gold here. He just got T90 wooed somewhere, so the luck might not be on his side. Yeah, I think MBL will just build more towers. He'll just build more towers. Just be as stubborn as possible so your opponent can't get these resources. And MBL getting handcart now, and he'll click up to Imp. So MBL with more gold options, more stone options, and very campy play style. This is how you have to play the Teuton Civilization, guys. You have to play this way, especially versus Civ that's more mobile than you. Portuguese, they have more mobility, and I think they have more flexibility in feudal and castle. For example, you can't go Arbalest if you're Daut, or MBL rather. So you rarely want to invest in a crossbow, but Daut can do this. He can invest into this, and he can justify it because he can go into Arbalest. And just talk about the map control from MBL. He has this gold walled up. He has the other stones towered for the most part. This gold's going to be towered. This gold's towered. He's just paying so close attention to the map here. And he's on his way to the Imperial Age. Now, what will his choice be? Well, he sees his opponent has archers, but no pikes. He's going to go into Cavalier. Now, he's pretty badly housed at the moment, MBL, so he needs to make houses. It's been a sloppy day for him. I don't see the houses going up now. Okay, now he's making them. But with the amount of resources he'll have over Daut, if he cleans up this group of crossbows, this is going to be a very good situation for him. MBL getting conversions over here. Yeah, he converts the crossbow. He'll deny the archery ranges from Daut. Daut has capped ram now. He'll kill these towers finally. But is it too late? Is it too late? Daut has no clue what MBL's going for. Daut does not have his second or his third gold. Though he might... No, MBL's paying attention now. He's going to keep those villas alive. Wow. Okay, Daut found this gold. If he didn't find this gold, I'd say that he'd be in a really tough position. But it's still doable. MBL builds a castle on his gold defensively. It's so hard to push Teuton castles, and he's going for Cavalier. And Daut's base is wide open for raids. If MBL shows up here with 5 Cavalier, and here with 5 Cavalier, and here with 5 Cavalier, Daut cannot track him. I think Daut's going to be surprised by this move, and I think MBL looking very good to get a victory in game number 2. Yeah, this is MBL's point of view for those wondering. So he knows about this gold, he knows about this gold, he knows about this gold. And I think Cavalier will come forward to save this tower. Even if he loses the vills, which is likely, he can just build another tower. And this is where Daut gets very surprised and gets completely swept. He'll lose his rams, he'll lose his villagers, he'll lose his crossbows. He's trying to kill the vills, so more towers can't be built, which is funny. But I don't think that's going to save Daut here. Amazing choice from MBL to go into Cavalier. Amazing choice. Daut's done a good job despite all the tower rushing, but he's gone into skirmishers. Everything he has here is thinking his opponent will go into pikemen. And MBL has gone for Cavalier. And Daut has very little gold. One conversion won't change things. He'll lose vills here and here, as I said, and MBL will just use his mobility. And look at his score now, MBL. He doesn't even need a tower on the 1 gold now because he has the mobility of the Cavalier. And Daut is selling resources to get gold, and he's just getting hit everywhere. Getting hit here, getting hit here, getting hit here. I don't think Daut can do it now. And even if he wants to go into Halberdier, even if he thought of it in the first place, he doesn't have the mobility. And if MBL splits up his army like this, Halberdiers wouldn't have done anything, and he's just now building a barracks. Daut was completely blindsided by this choice. He did not expect it at all. And it's game over. I know Daut might not have resigned yet, but this is game over. MBL with an incredible game. Like, how to play with map control 101. How to play the Teuton Civilization 101 from MBL. That was sick. Like, the thing is, the impressive thing is, we are at the 48-minute mark. We see it. We understand it. MBL, he saw it at the 9-minute mark, and he wanted to build up to this point. So it's one thing to realize, you know, now that we see it all unfolding, why it's effective, but MBL thought of it in the very early part of this game. And there's a couple things that Daut will be kicking himself for. A, he didn't scout very well. When MBL arrived, he had no clue. He was still trying to find MBL's base, so he didn't see where the towers were going to come up, so he couldn't go to early stone, which would have helped him to build other towers. He just had no clue, actually, of like anything MBL was doing or where MBL was. And because of that, he's going to be kicking himself. Only other thing I can say is maybe he could have done slightly better with his counterattack, but I still think that was pretty good. MBL was just stubborn enough. A lot of people in the Twitch chat were calling GG at that point, but Don't doubt MBL when it comes to messy games. MBL and Vivi, I'm telling you, if Vivi were to join Aftermath, just put Vivi on one flank, MBL on the other, make it messy, and have Hart and Leary pound people from the pockets. That would be crazy.
Doing so good with the full-time streaming, Tristan. Keep it up. Normally I use these messages to be annoying, but I've grown up, Kappa.
Lacey, thank you for 17 months, man. Guys, here's the resource difference. Daut actually collecting the same amount of gold, but I think that had to do with a lot of the selling he was doing. And of course, MBL had virtually unlimited gold on the map then after that engagement. The technology stats there for you, the society stats. YouTube, as I said, the first game from that series won't be uploaded. If you'd like to see the full best of 5, look in the video description. You can just watch it all on one YouTube video. But we're going to move on here on the live stream to game number 3 now between MBL and Daut. Skip says you hate towers, but you love messy players with towers. I do, actually. I can appreciate it because they're so good at it. Doesn't mean I can't hate it if it's happening to me. So it's now 1-1. Again, the winner of this best of 5 moves on to face Viper today. The loser of this will face Hera in the next match. And MBL immediately calls a read because of the Civ. So what's interesting about this is last game MBL called a re and Daut used his veto, which is a feature in this event. You only get one veto. So here MBL immediately sees the civs and he calls a re because he's up against Burmese. So they'll redo this, but they'll redo it with different civs. So I don't know. Oh, okay. So when a veto is called, it refunds the re. So MBL will still have another restart. Vivi on Aftermath would have one issue, the language. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't expect Vivi to ever go to Aftermath, of course, but you're right. So what do you think, guys? Fun game so far? I've had a blast. If you want the schedule there is on the overlay. Pretty simple settings here. Crazy games, love them. Awesome, Alex. Good to hear. What are top tier and trash civilizations right now in the meta? I'd say, well, you know what, OAC, I'd love to answer your question, but they're starting these games so fast that I'm gonna wait till I find time to talk about that. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome to game number 3 between Daut and MBL. Last game, MBL's victory was very impressive when it comes to map control and map awareness. Daut probably thinking, I need to scout a little bit more. I need to know what my opponent is doing so I can expect his aggressive strategies. MBL's in the blue playing as the Ethiopians. Daut is in the red in the opposite corner playing as the Celts. Both of these civilizations square off pretty good against one another. And I'm excited to talk about the different windows that they're going to be able to have success. Daut's... Just thinking about his map here, it's another one of those maps, as I said last game, which is good in feudal age onwards, but you need to get map control. The reason I say that is because he has his main gold here. It's awkward, but he could wall it off. Secondary stone here, awkward, but could wall it off. Wood is fine here, wood is fine here, but this, main stone, second gold, third gold. This is pretty similar to Daut's map last game, where he had safe gold and safe wood, but if he didn't get map control, or stop his opponent from gaining map control, then it's going to be tough. MBL, he has a base that he can be very greedy with walls. He can wall in between the cliffs here. Would wall out his stone if he did that, though. Main gold, secondary... Wait. Yeah, main gold, secondary gold, and third gold? That's actually his third gold. Holy cow. Luckily, he has this neutral. Ethiopians have a slightly stronger power spike in feudal. They get plus 100 food and plus 100 gold. So normally, that's used to get fletching for your archers or to make man-at-arms. You can actually go man-at-arms and get fletching on your archers pretty early if you want to do that. Celts, they have a similar meta. Celts, they'll often go for militia, like a drush, or they'll go for man-at-arms. Does Daut know about this villager? No. But now he does. If he was paying attention, now he does. I think MBL was expecting to be lamed here. Initially, he thought that Daut would block his villager. But I think now he's thinking twice about this. Why isn't Daut more aggressive with his scout? I don't know. But MBL's other boar is where? Sometimes the boar positions on maps like this can be awkward. They can be behind the wood line. But yeah, MBL is sending a scout in to push Daut away, and he'll get the boar. No problem. Yeah, if Daut was waiting back that far, he was never going to be able to really threaten much. I think what he was doing... Oh, he lost a villager! That's what he was doing. He was sacrificing villagers to the gods. Well played, Daut. Let's get some T90 throws in the chat for that epic play. I thought Daut was God. I didn't know he'd sacrifice villagers to gods. It's weird. I think what he was doing, though, because I've been in that situation a lot, I think he was trying to finish luring in his boar so he could then lame MBL's, because it's really tough to focus on bringing in your own boar and laming at the same time. Like, very few players can do that perfect every time. MBL's actually one who can, but Daut was probably considering laming that, but was just waiting for the right time, and then he lost a vill. That, or he was throwing his throwing a stapler out the window or something after losing the vill. I'm not sure. So, better start for MBL then. MBL hasn't taken any losses. Also, MBL better scouting so far, because he's going to see all the crucial resources for Daut that's forward now. Don't run into the TC. Don't run into the TC. Don't run into the TC. Don't run into the T... He's fine. Oh, man. Oh, that was close. That was close, but just shifting the angle a little bit helped him. Daut didn't want to garrison his TC and force idle time because he would have missed. Burnapix, what's up, man? He says, hey, man, long time no see. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Daut sacrifices a villager to motivate the others to work harder, lest they share the same fate. It's so true. So true. So Daut's economy is now more efficient. MBL clicks up to the next stage first. He needs to drop food off for man-at-arms, if that's what he wants to do. Yep, he'll go man-at-arms. And as I said, he has a very good map, MBL, to wall up. He doesn't sacrifice all that much map control for golds because he can wall in this gold as well. Daut on his way up to the next stage, full walling his base, and again, a weird Dark Age from him. I don't know if Daut is experimenting with new strats, but it looks to me like he's trying to go for scouts with Celts, which in the current meta is just not really a thing. He's either going scouts or he's trying to guess that MBL is going archers, and he's going to add archer ranges and go immediately into skirms. But going immediately into skirms is never good, because more often than not you're going to see man-at-arms. So, stable or ranges for you, Daut? What are you doing, man? We'll see. Hey, what's up, Jacob? Jacob, I'm doing good, man. I've had a good time casting. Chat's been good. You guys have been energetic and enjoying the games. That's all I can ask for. Oh, he's trying... basically, I guess he'll just try and wall out MBL's man-at-arms. But that's never a good game plan. Especially with the hill bonus here. These man-at-arms will go through the wall pretty quick. This is effective for MBL. To force walls, not only is Daut investing wood into walls, but he's investing villager time. Yeah, I don't like it. I think that Daut's had a tough Dark Age here. Like, now MBL can add his own archer range, no problem, go with his own skirms and archers. So, not a huge fan of how Daut has done this. But, you know what? I said that in game 1 and Daut won. So, he finds a way. And right now, MBL will see the skirmishers. He will know. The score is a bit deceiving. I think Daut has scouted more useless areas of the map. So MBL probably has less scouting overall, and that's why there's a score difference. But okay, MBL realizing my man-at-arms will eventually die here, even to just skirmishers, so I need to change positions. And Daut will now go out to this gold. MBL, he's scouted the gold and the mining camp. Yet again, MBL is taking the initiative with the aggression. MBL is taking the initiative with the scouting, so he knows what his opponent is doing. And he will always know, as long as he keeps his scouts active, he'll always know when his opponent's going out to counter him too. So, it's pretty much a greedy play from Daut, because he wanted to go for a lot of early farms. If you compare the farm numbers, he has more. So he wanted to get to Castle Age faster and play it so he wouldn't receive any damage. Now, that makes sense, but if he doesn't have map control, it's really awkward for him. We saw it last game. Last game it was towers. This game it could be a lot of different options that Ethiopians have. But MBL, I think he recognizes this, so he hasn't added his own range. He's just going to play Daut style and full wall his base. And every time he gets the wood for it, he adds farms instead of adding archers and skirms. So Daut will show up with skirmishers. He might even invest in deflection because he's in the dark and he doesn't know what his opponent's going for. And that's obviously not going to assist him too much. And yeah, he's going to try and build the blacksmith. Though it seems like she is on strike. I heard about this. This happened back in 1999. It was the Great Villager Strike of 1999. And the economies were so bad back then, many people didn't make it out alive. And there were very few upgrades on military units as well. Waiting for it. So I guess Daut losing that male villager earlier didn't show her what happens when you don't work correctly. Yo, Delilah, get it together. You got a blacksmith to build. This isn't break time, Delilah. You took it 3 hours ago. I've heard some rumors about Delilah in the town, and they must be true. I didn't think she was that lazy. She looks like a hard worker. She's thin. Looks like she's active. But no, she's not doing anything there. MBL clicks Castle Age. Daut skirmishers. No upgrades, which is actually good for him. How long is it going to take Daut to realize he has to build this blacksmith? Come on, woman. He can't up to the next stage without the blacksmith. There we go. She did it. She did it. Alright. I'm just curious, what will the fate of Delilah be? Will she be thrown in jail now? Will she be sent to the front lines to mine gold, which is a more dangerous job? That's what happened to these women. If you look at the layout of Daut's town, it's a little bit sexist. Why does he have the women forward on the gold? What about equality, Daut? Oh, another one! Oh my... Why are they in danger? Well, why are the men safe? I don't like it. I'm gonna have to talk with Daut about that later on. What's MBL going for? Archers. Okay, he's going for crossbow. So, the cool thing about the crossbows from Ethiopians is they fire so fast that you can micro down skirmishers, and I'm just not convinced that just Elite Skirm can do this. MBL is going to go into a Wicked Boom. Daut is going to go into a Wicked Boom immediately. This is... Oh, wait. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, MBL is not confident, I guess. He's going for a Siege Workshop. So Daut might get a slight eco lead if he gets TCs earlier. But I don't agree. Guys, rule number one. This is my rule of thumb that I think you can learn from. I'm telling you, it helps you so much. There are only certain players in the world that can get away with not doing this. Do not add extra town centers if you do not have some form of map control. Because then you'll basically be Daut last game. You won't have map control. You're going to struggle. So MBL is going to get map control, and Daut will most likely, because I know his style here, Just add TCs and go defensive with a Siege Workshop. It's so risky to play that way. Your opponent can punish you for it. And Daut, I mean, he's getting punished by the Wolves now. You got some T90 woos and MBL's KD looking very strong. And he's going to push right to this hill. Daut's getting elite skirmisher, and he's losing his first ball of skirmishers. Definitely not ideal for Daut. But he's going to build a TC here, and that will keep his gold safe. Siege Workshop on the hill, and then probably his next TC here, maybe, or here. I'm not too sure. So just Mangonel defense and boom for Daut. And I think, let's see, he has this stone. Maybe if he can build up on stone and get to a castle later on, he can push back an imp. But Daut has essentially said, I'm not interested in pushing in Castle Age. I'm not interested in being aggressive in Castle Age. MBL, you can take all the map control, even though my golds are forwards. And we'll see how it goes. I don't agree with it. Just making that very clear. I don't think it's a smart move. Will Daut get away with it? Possibly. He does it. MBL does it. They do it a lot at this level. But at any other level, it's very greedy. Even here, it's greedy. Okay, the crossbows can come in. Daut doesn't have the wood for a Mangonel. He does not have the wood for a Mangonel. MBL's, he's doing everything right. He's going to add a stable too, just 1 or 2 knights to punish Daut for his passiveness. And pick off the Mangonels, even if his own Mangonel dies. And now Daut will have to leave this wood, just more and more idle time for him. And see, here's what I'm talking about, guys. MBL, he's 1 TC, but he's in a position to add a second now. Boom! See, this is the time to add a second TC. Now, I might sound like I'm a madman because I harp on about this a lot, but I've had a lot of viewers who play the game tell me that this little piece of advice has really helped them. So I hope it can help some of you guys as well when you play your 1v1s. Daut might have a few more villagers, but he definitely doesn't have the best economy. More villagers on strike now, following Delilah's lead. And just the efficiency is so poor. Oh, MBL. Notice it! Oh, God. At least he killed the Mangonel there. I don't think MBL will be too worried, though. He's done more than enough damage here, if you ask me. He's going to run by, keep Daut distracted, and Daut has no answer to the knights. And I don't think, as MBL kills another villager with these crossbows, I don't think MBL needs to overinvest into upgrades or anything. He just needs to control this area and make sure he's not too far behind with his own eco. And now he adds his 3rd TC. So, does that make sense, though, chat? I don't want you to look at too many of the specifics here, because obviously Daut had some issues in Dark Age, but does that make sense to you guys? Daut could still get away with this. Now, adding pikemen is not good when you're on 3 TCs. You don't have the food to even create villagers, and the pikeman upgrade is 200 food and like 90 gold to upgrade. It's not like Daut. What Daut needs badly is a market. He needs to buy a crap ton of food, and even if he makes the pikeman, his opponent's crossbow pick off the pikeman. So I hope that lesson. I mean, MBL still could lose this. Daut could still win. I hope that lesson is something that helps you guys. Because for many of us, we can't control the 3 TCs and an army properly anyway. Only the best of the best can do that. So here comes the surprise. MBL will need to be careful because Daut's going to go for conversions. Oh, but if MBL sees this, he can kill the monk. He'll kill the monk, but he loses the knight. Mangonel stays alive for Daut. Pikes might buy time to super boom though. It's not about MBL's not trying to kill Daut though. That's my point. It's just that Daut has these resources here. So MBL just needs to hold this, and if they're on even terms with the boom, then MBL should have a pretty big edge. Well played, MBL, to pick off another Mangonel there. The best thing to do for Daut in this situation is to go monk. Because if you convert an enemy knight, you can use that knight to kill the enemy Mangonel. It's also the passive choice that he needs because he's not really looking to push out right now. I'm very passionate about this particular topic, if you couldn't tell. Like, to me, I feel like Daut should be punished for the way he's played, but he, you know, he's figured out the efficiency. He's going to stone. Oh, here comes MBL. Here comes MBL. He's trying to get to stone. MBL's, because of the extra efficiency, his resources are looking much better for a faster Imperial. And he's coming around this way now. Says, okay, Daut, you want to get this area? That's great. I'm going to shift my units over here now. So this particular topic I'm passionate about because is why I got top 200 on Voobly. It's why I got top 200 in the world. Like, I grinded playing for years, and there was a lot of things I couldn't figure out. And I realized that, well, there was a bunch of things, but one of the things I realized to go from 1900 Voobly to over 2K is that thing right there. There's a lot of other skills and things you need to have, but a lot of this game just comes down to knowledge. So, Daut's close to clicking up. I think his ideal comp is going to be Woad Raiders and Siege, which is really expensive. MBL sticking with the crossbow for now, and ooh, this could be juicy. Oh, Daut sees it. MBL does not see it. Nice pick off Daut. Rip the monk there. Daut trying to get some relics. Makes sense. He is a late game civilization. And these skirms just need to trade versus the crossbows where they can, but that's not going to happen, seems like. So MBL and needs to be careful yet again because the monk is there. He's just going to go for the ARPs immediately. And there's going to be a huge power spike here. Because he gets Bracer, he gets Chemistry, he gets Thumb Ring. These units are not too expensive to upgrade. And then Daut, he's added Skirmishers, and Celts don't have the best skirms. Not something that he wants to use long term. Look at that from MBL. He's thinking, oh, I saw a few monks out there. He's probably going for relics, and he sniped that monk. So I think MBL will go... It wouldn't surprise me if he goes for Bombard Cannon. See, what's he want to build here? Another Siege Workshop? Yeah, he must want to go for Bombard Cannon. That or Onager. Yeah, it's not going to be Onager. And now Daut building his castle forwards. He has res now, guys. Maybe it's one of the only civilizations he can boom like this with and expect to push back. But now that MBL will get the upgrades here, I don't think the skirmishers will offer all that much. Yeah, the skirms are going to just get one-shotted here. And Maganel's going down. More skirms will go down. Monk's going down. Daut got some conversions, but I guess he's just trying to buy himself time now. Buy himself as much time as possible. MBL will soon find out there's a castle forward. And once he sees that, he'll add the Bombard Cannons. And it's going to be all Arbalest and Bombard Cannons for MBL to start off the Imperial Age. 18 military versus 16. MBL has much stronger options at the moment. And I'm waiting for it. There we go. So Bombard Cannons are expensive, but MBL already has 2 on the way. Now, one thing MBL hasn't done too much of is keep an eye on this over the last couple minutes. If Daut wanted to castle that area, if he felt comfortable doing so, that'd be a great position to place it. Right now, I think it's a bit too risky. And Daut is getting Onager, and he's going to go for Woad Raiders. I'm sure of that. So if Daut is able to hold the Bombard Cannons and Arbalest back, I think the Woads will do very well. And Celt Eco, guys. I mean, at this stage, Celt Eco is way better because they chop wood faster, and thus every resource comes in faster. We'll see. The issue with the Onager is it has 8 range versus the 12 range of the Bombard Cannons. So that's what MBL can do, and it's as simple as that. Needs to keep an eye on this gold, though, MBL. Definitely needs to keep an eye on it. Okay, so this is the first time MBL has seen the castle here. So he loses a few Arbalests. Celts do not have access to Bombard Cannon. Second castle for Daut is down here to protect this gold. Can he push this back? He probably needs to use his trebs. He needs to use his treb to kill these. That's his only option. Now, I think MBL needs to mix in some light cap. The light cap can pick off the onagers. The light cap can pick off the skirms. Look at that shot from the bombard cannons. That was nuts. Daut still has skirms being massed. Again, it's not ideal, but at least for him, he's been able to keep his castle up for enough time to get Elite Woad Raider. I don't know if he has the food to mass them, though, and I don't know if he has the castle numbers to mass them, and this castle will probably die. Look back at MBL's point of view. Oh, he's walled up this gold, and he's walling up this gold. He wants the win. Daut's giving him the map control to do so. The micro from MBL, that's the benefit of having bombard cannons. You can micro them. You can't do that with trebs, and this is an area where he could probably be... Nope, the treb's still in range. Needs to be careful. Okay. Light cav are soon on the way for MBL. MBL is patrolling on this gold to protect it. He's also sitting on this stone to protect it. So both players thinking late game now. Daut has like possibly enough Woad Raiders. If he can catch the bombard cannons out, this is 1,000 gold strutting around here. Oh wow, that onager picked off. Great play from MBL to see that. He just is very scared to approach this. Daut has a lot of army. He has a lot of army, and it's army that can change the game in one single fight. The skirms, I'm not too much worried about if I'm MBL. It's just the onagers and the bombard cannons. If he mispatrols once, he could lose all of his arbs. Oh, he splits away. I think that might have been intentional, you know? And now he's using his bombard cannons to pick off the onager. Oh, but it's kind of mispatrolled there for him. Oh, God. Oh, God. Can the bombard cannons kill the onagers? This one's on 3 HP. He kills it. Look at those Woad Raiders, though. It's still much better for MBL here. MBL is castling forward. Daut does not have the gold to keep this up. MBL lost 3 bombard cannons. He lost maybe 10 arbalests, but it's 44 military versus 15. And MBL knows he just needs to starve his opponent out. And he's continuing to do so. He can now add his own trebuchets. And Daut, it's going to get more and more difficult for him to afford this stuff. He's not really in a position to use his mobility with the Woads. I guess he's going to try. He's going to try and hit this gold, I bet. Let's see. Yeah, credit to him for noticing that. He's going to try and hit the golds. But he's lacking support at home now. The one thing I'll say about MBL is he hasn't massed enough to apply the killer blow. He's just playing like Viper would, and he's playing extremely safe. Not overcommitting. Viper did this versus Hera earlier. Just starve your opponent out. Don't go for this over-aggressive play where you could lose everything. Okay, so he notices this now. He'll have to sort that out. It might be an opportunity for Daut to distract MBL on the flanks, use mobility, and then that'll make MBL have less potent of an attack on the front. I think MBL could use some trebuchets. Like just a treb or two to start hitting this castle, like from back here, would be really good for him, I think. But Daut has stretched him a little bit, and the population now changing because of it. So Daut, he doesn't have, or sorry, MBL, he doesn't have the mobility Daut does. And Daut has done a great job at being stubborn. These Woad Raiders are absolutely insane. That's not an engagement Daut wants to take. But he needs to keep this up, I think. Because MBL doesn't have a great way of dealing with the speed of the Woads. It's just tough because Daut isn't in a position to justify sending population forward. MBL loses his arbs. Again, you look away for 1 second and that can happen. Now, let's talk about if the situations were flip-flopped here. If Daut was in MBL's position, the game was already won. Because Daut's civilization has that mobility in late game with the Woads, and MBL wouldn't be able to catch up. So again, that's kind of another reason I feel like Daut shouldn't have given up so much map control here. Show tells from MBL. Interesting. Yeah, here come the Wood Raiders once again. Daut. He TC'd this wood, and he now sees the TC from MBL, so he might want to focus on that. I think what MBL would want is a castle on that hill. Instead, he is running forward with... Oh, he's just running away from this area because he saw the Wood Raiders. It's tough. It's tough. Really tough here for both players. I mean, Daut, he needs to get his gold back as he's defending his eco here. But MBL, I think it's arguably more tough to push this. Because every single time you have the bombard cannons attacking the castle, Daut's going to push out with something. And that's... I know the skirms don't have full upgrades, but those are still skirmishers, and they're still onagers here. So MBL's almost... He almost has a hit and run composition, whereas Daut, he has a composition that can push. Oh man, MBL wedged in here. Daut was tempted to come out. Yeah, MBL is just deleting some buildings now. Yeah. Daut is more pop, guys. He has more population. 20 of those skirmishers, of course, that make up the difference could just get wiped by Lightcav, but it's not looking good for MBL the way Daut's moving around here. I think if you're MBL, you have to use that excess wood. I know it's tough because so much is going on, but you have to use that excess wood, and you have to make farms. Because you could go show tells, and you need to get to this stone, I think. You have to protect these areas, because at the moment, I don't think Daut not having this gold is a huge issue because he had this one. And now he can get this stone as well to build another castle. Daut's getting closer to bringing this one back, and just look at this. MBL coming back with his main force. This is maybe the opportunity for Daut to push this castle. Amazing stuff. Again, not a fan of how Daut played it, but he's so good he can play it this way. Potentially. Potentially. I don't think MBL can afford to go show tells. He doesn't even have the Lightcav upgrades right now. The Woad Raiders coming in to the left of MBL and the right. He has a small little area to sit in, so the Woads can't surround him. But the skirms from Daut can do damage then for free. MBL trying to wall in his bombard cannons, which is pretty hilarious. This is momentum that Daut needed, and I think Daut's going to win this game now. He can get the gold back soon. He's denying all of these resources from MBL. Before you know it, he's probably going to build a castle on this hill. He's doing that now. These bombard cannons, they might be walled in here, but they don't really offer all that much. And one bombard cannon goes down anyway. I think these are going to go down because MBL has too much to track. Guilds now for Daut. So since he's running out of gold, he knows he can sell some of that wood for some gold. He can soon build another castle. Will he build it here and start trebbing? Or maybe will he be ballsy and build it here and just take this gold? MBL completely stretched for resources, and I don't think full Arbalest can do it. He doesn't have the mobility. Daut with the capped ram going after this castle. He did kill the bombard cannons here, and he's killing villagers in MBL's eco. MBL, oh okay, Lightcav down here killing Daut's vills. Daut realizing that. I think the next castle will go here from Daut. I guess I'm wrong on that. But MBL losing his production buildings. He's lost all momentum, and it's not a Civ matchup where MBL can easily win without momentum. Remember when I said about, what was it, like 20 game time minutes ago? When MBL came forward, remember I said if the positions were flipped, Daut should win the game because he has mobility? Well, that's pretty much what we're seeing now. Daut needs to keep production up, but Daut can hit from different angles easier, rather. The MBL is being stubborn, guys. He's kept this castle alive. He has show tells now to kill all these skirmishers. And Daut has his own woads, so I think the skirms will stay alive and the treb will stay alive as well. MBL guarding this gold. Really struggling for gold himself now. Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know. Celts push so well. Daut building a castle here. So he'll have this stone remaining, which is about a castle. And he can get this gold and get this stone still. Daut is basically patrolling, mispatrolling by a couple tiles there. He would have killed all those vills. And Daut has essentially gotten away with it. He's gotten away with the strategy and the style that I was not a fan of. Maybe he's the type of player that excels there, and maybe he just had the Civ. I mean, it's obvious he had the Civ to do it. See, though, MBL has more population. He has the hill. These Arbalests are deceivingly strong, and Daut needs to be careful that he doesn't give up the push he has now, because he needs to get this gold still. And MBL is well aware of this. His show tells are still around on this side. And Daut has to leave his gold again. What a game. What a game. At the same time, Daut... he sees these villagers, so he'll kill these villagers. This is insanity. This is a sick game from both. What a bombard cannon shot there from MBL. I think if MBL builds a castle on the right-hand side, if he can defend and build a castle on the right-hand side, treb this down. If he can just control this area, then he's not as distracted there. In fact, if he had a castle there when he was being raided there earlier, which started all of this, that would have really helped. Instead, he's going for guard tower? Does he want to tower this? He does want to tower this. Okay. He used the towers last game, but this tower is not going to go up, at least for now. Sick game. I'm really impressed with Daut that he was able to come back, and I'm impressed that MBL has been able to hold. So both players have had really impressive stages of the game. I want to... yeah, I think we have a moment now to look at the resources collected. I want to see this, because Daut was fortunate enough to have that extra gold. MBL with more gold in this game. So MBL had over 2k more gold. So back to the game now. I think the issue for MBL has actually been food, possibly. Because earlier he had like 4k wood and no food, but... okay. MBL, skirmishers and light cav. Seems like it's enough to buy himself time to build this guard tower. Daut needs to leave this gold yet again. MBL got his gold back on this side. I love this. I have a giant grin on my face right now. This is an amazing game. I love these two players. I've said it many times before. I think Daut and MBL are two of the most entertaining players. Not necessarily the most successful players, but as far as pure entertainment goes, they're so entertaining. This is sick. This game is sick. I mean, MBL has walled up a freaking guard tower and Daut's trebbing it down. That's how desperate he is for gold. So many skirmishers from MBL now. He has his Arbalest protecting this side. Light cav, skirmishers, Arbalest for MBL. Again, not a mobile composition. And Daut's going to get his gold back yet again. MBL, build castle near your gold. Jacob, I think that he sold the res, because I looked a second ago. Like, believe me, as a caster, I am processing 100 things at once here, right? So that's my excuse if I ever say anything dumb. It's that I'm processing too much. He must have sold some of his stone, because he only built that guard tower, and he had about 400 stone at one point. So I don't think he can castle this area. Daut can castle. And Daut can also do a Daut castle where it gets denied. We know about that. And I think that's what we're going to see here. That's potentially what we'll see here. You know what? He might get it up because his army's distracting. Oh, you know what? He'll be fine, I think. MBL didn't have as many Arbalests in that group as I thought. So the Woad Raiders really holding their own here. In fact, I think MBL needs to back up. Oh, God. That's not good at all. That's not good at all. He just threw away 20 population. He didn't want to leave the hill, but he probably should have pulled back there. Daut's getting good positioning again. He's denied that tower. He's castling this gold, so that can't be raided any longer. And he really just needs to lock down the right-hand side. Or continue to push in like he is doing and ram down these buildings. Get the siege rams out. Get the trebs out. Here we go. This will stop MBL's production. I think it's getting closer for Daut now. I definitely think it's getting closer. The Woad Raiders, the longer the game goes, the more gold that Daut gets, the Woad Raiders will just be stronger and stronger and stronger. The Skirmisher light cav composition, and not enough to deal with the Woad Raiders. And again, MBL lacking the mobility, so he can't pick off the Woad Raiders because the Woad Raiders can just run when they're in a position they're not comfortable with. Now, I felt like this before. I felt, okay, like, Daut's going to win this game, or MBL's going to win this game. That's why this game's awesome, because players have been able to bring it back multiple times. And MBL has castled the right-hand side, and he's going after the castle with a bombard cannon. So if he can chew up the numbers from Daut yet again, then maybe he gets his gold, and maybe he pushes back. Daut walled out here with his Woad Raiders. The light cap from MBL, close to killing Trebuchets. Not killing Trebs, though. Good idea to commit for that, though, if you're MBL. Daut. Earlier, he sent the Rams after the Bombard Cannon in the castle. That didn't work out for him, but he has his own Treb now. So he has the edge here with the castle HP. What an amazing game. Impotent, thank you for subscribing 3 months in a row, man. Really appreciate you supporting what I do here. This is amazing. This is amazing. Führer Celtica now for Daut. Man, what kind of resources does this guy have? Führer Celtica giving his Rams, all of his siege, more HP now, which will make it even more difficult to deal with. We'll say goodbye to these Woad Raiders. They were as useless as Delilah was earlier in the game. I didn't forget about Delilah. I still remember her. She needs to get to work. She's probably... Daut has one idle villager. It's probably Delilah, let's be honest. Oh god, this engagement's huge. He'll kill the bombard cannon. He kills the castle. And now Daut is showing up to the gold with his main force. And MBL's units are all the way over here. Just how much is he going to lose before he gets his main force to where he needs it? It has felt like a Daut victory for a long time. Daut has one extra relic. He now has the extra golds. It was a greedy game from Daut. It was a very greedy game. But he's so good once he gets fully boomed. And Celt's the better civ once the booms are complete. And I think there's just a couple things here. MBL will lose 10 villagers here. Yeah, his population's too low now. 130 for MBL, the lowest he's been at in a long, long time, and he's going to try and bring it back, but Daut just uses mobility. Forcing idols here with 2 Woad Raiders. Killing villagers here with Woad Raiders and Light Cav. And Light Cav now going into the base, and I think MBL, he can't keep up with Daut now. One hell of a game from Daut and MBL, honestly. Just sick stuff here. And if you were to ask Daut, why did you play so greedy in the early part of the game? He would say, well, I knew if I got into this position with Celts, I couldn't be beat. And it was close. It was close. I thought he was going to lose the game for a while there, but he repaired that castle. He held. He got to Woad Raiders, got to Siege Ram. And, I mean, I shouldn't call it just yet. It would be a disservice to MBL to call it, but I guess I've already done that, right? And I think it's only a matter of time. And yeah, there's the GG. That was a sick game. That was a sick game on so many different levels. Wow, that kind of speechless. Kind of speechless. Mentally, I'm speechless. I know that as a caster, I have to talk, so I'm gonna just say that I'm speechless. But, woo, man, what a game! You know, I've been casting Age of Empires for years, non-stop, and you know it's a good game when I never get surprised. Ever. I never get surprised by amazing games. Like, the games themselves, I guess, surprise me. I don't want to confuse things. I'm surprised that I'm still... I'm not surprised that I'm still surprised. Oh god, that didn't make much sense, but... Wow, what a game. Daut with the forward goals. He held on for a long time. He eventually pushed back, and then he used his mobility. MBL, honestly, I don't think he did a ton wrong there. Just a few small things, like maybe adding some trebs. It really came down to killing the castles from Daut. If he killed this castle, it would have been very good for him. Daut, very fortunate, of course, to have this extra gold. I think that this gold on other occasions would be in the other corners. And so he was fortunate. He was very, very fortunate that he had that, because that helped him with the pushback. But still, regardless, even without that, I think that he could have had the same result because of how he performed here. That was pretty clutch. I'm surprised you're not surprised. You're surprised. I'm not surprised about being surprised. There's the KD for Daut. And yeah, in the end, Celts, because they chop wood faster, that translates to not only more wood, but more farms in the end, more siege, more everything. And Daut also got guilds very early to sell, so he could get extra resources. So we're going to hop into the next game here on the live stream. Once again, to those watching on YouTube, I have the whole best of 5 in the video description. If you'd just like to watch that, that's what I'm going to do going forward. That way you guys can watch all the games if you wanted to watch the whole best of 5. The best games always go up as single videos. That's how I do it. All right, let's move on to the next one, chat. MBL was greedy with the bombard choice. Could have gone trebs. He didn't have a castle when he went bombard cannons, though, Red Neds. So as much as I think you're right, trebs could have helped. Bombard cannons are way better. They're more mobile, and he didn't have a castle when he had chemistry completed, so bombard cannons was the correct decision there. I mean, you could make an argument that maybe he should have gone to stone earlier or something and then done it, but at least in that situation, bombard cannons is better. And the other thing is, if you expect someone to go with onagers, bombard cannons is way better than trebs because you can pick them off. So that's the reasoning why bombard cannons is better there. But trebs, they fire from more range and they do damage, more damage to the castles for sure. All right, folks. So the score is now 2-1. If Daut wins this game, we will move on, and we're going to see. Here, hold on a second. I've had a ton of invites. People want me to play games because I had that other lobby open from earlier. Yeah, if Daut ends up winning this best of 5, which could be in the next game or potentially the next 2, or yeah. Then he will play in the 3rd place match versus Hera. Viper beat Hera earlier, and then Viper's waiting for the winner of this in the final. And this will all be casted today, okay? Not really. Bombard Cannon threatened Daut's onagers if he had trebs. Daut could onager down both. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. So I'm hoping for 5 games here. I think that these two players have fantastic play styles. They complement each other, and it makes it exciting. So the game should be starting shortly, guys. All right, folks, welcome to game number 4 between Daut and MBL. Need to... Okay, we're all good. MBL has randomed Saracens this time around, and it is Goths for Daut. Now, the interesting thing to this event is that both players get 2 restarts and 1 veto. MBL has 1 restart remaining. I would probably use a re. Oh, Daut's going to use a re. And, yeah, they don't want to play these civs. So we're going to go back, and we'll do another map generation with random civilizations. So now both players have a re remaining. And I don't think there's any way that MBL would ever veto that, because he probably doesn't like Saracens. Goths and Saracens are kind of at the bottom. They're kind of at the bottom of the pool, I'd say, in 1v1s. Because they lack eco bonuses. They have strong options, but without an eco bonus and any real strong power spikes like many of these other civs have, they can struggle. Kobe, thank you for the $2, man. He says, amazing game, GG Daut. Appreciate that, man. So I'm seeing a lot of new faces in the chat. Anyone brand new to the stream today, you can come out of lurking and say hello, I promise you. N1 says, what changes would you make Saracen's Goths to make them more favorable in 1v1? Well, the issue is, N1, you make changes, like let's say you give them both an eco bonus, then they're already strong in many situations of the game. You don't want to make them OP. So, it's a hard conversation, man. I don't feel like they're bad civilizations. It's just that in 1v1s, there are civs that have eco bonuses, which are better. So, yeah, I don't want to get into balance too much. Okay, so half the people who said they're new are totally not new. As usual, you guys are trolls, but welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream. If you're new to Twitch in general, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it with Twitch and get 1 free sub to a streamer a month. It's called Twitch Prime. You can type !Prime to read about it. Great way to support the stream by subbing, getting emotes, which all those crazy subs in the chat are going to spam probably, and support myself. And yeah, there's going to be another re. So, I mean, I kind of expected that. Aztec's one of the best in 1v1, and Saracen or Spanish are very one-sided. So let's go back. That's the last restart for MBL though, so he cannot call restart in any of the other games here. Guardian says, I'm going to sub to you next month. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You can also link... Oh, yes. You can also link to your cousin's Amazon Prime, because here at T90 Official, we promote identity theft. Yeah, totally. Identity theft. That's what it is. Because, you know, stealing your family member's identity is totally a thing. Neymar says, I'm a 4-month, I think, subscriber. I love your stream just as much as the newbies. Dude, I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. I know that I'm here like a lot and I make a lot of videos, and people might think that because I hear it a lot, it gets old, but it doesn't. I really appreciate you guys saying those things, especially like when people tweet at me and whatnot. Big Marlin, what's up, man? Andrew, hey. Butch Michael, welcome. Guys, if I missed your name, I'm sorry. We got to get into this game. Okay, so to start off game 4, MBL has 0 restarts remaining and 1 veto, and Daut had 2 restarts remaining and no veto. And Daut says re, because he's Goths versus Japanese, and MBL, if you look at the chat, he said 2, which is no Age of Empires taunt. I veto your ass. So MBL just used his veto. He's like, no, you will not get to veto this. It's a really cool idea, I think, for an event to have this veto thing. So yeah, we're gonna see it played out. Also, someone in the chat, I didn't get a chance to remember your username, but he said he just bought Age of Empires 2 HD, and that he's looking for a streamer. Welcome, man. Welcome to the community, guys. If you don't have HD for whatever reason, it is on sale right now. And if you purchase the HD edition, you can use the Voobly platform, which is what we're using here, for free. So if you've been waiting on that or on the fence about it, the summer sale is always a great time to purchase the game. Okay, so let's look at the maps, guys. MBL needs a victory. This is Daut in the red. And Daut's map, well, I can see why he considered calling a re, because his main gold's forward. His his main stone is forward. On the plus side for him, he does have a golden stone in the back, but I also think wood will be an issue for him here and here. That won't last long. And when both civs are strong infantry civilizations and Japanese are just better, it's going to make things difficult. Goths really only win in late game with their spam. And I think early game Japanese, they save wood on their lumber camps and their mills. They also have better archers than Goths, so there's just so many things going for MBL in terms of the civs. With the map, though, his map is not great. One wood line that I can see, if you look at the mini-map, he has to go forward here, and there's more water than wood for his next choice, and then he has to go way out here for the next wood, so might see a very aggressive game from both players due to their maps. Back stone and back gold for MBL, though. Hi T90, can you tell me again about Amazon Prime? Sure, K-Con. Basically, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link with Twitch and get 1 free sub to a streamer a month. The other thing I should mention, and this is for everybody, regardless of if you're looking to or can justify subbing or whatever. type !giveaway in the chat. And even by following the stream, subscribing to my YouTube, following my Twitter, you can get entries into a big giveaway that I'm doing in 2 weeks' time. You do not need to be here during the giveaway. By the way, I would just contact you via email if you end up winning. The link's going to come up a bunch of times. Just click the image below the stream too. If you scroll down below, there's a giveaway image. You can click that to get to the link. Oh, this is interesting. I did think Daut would be fine, but again, Delilah causing him problems. MBL aggressive scouting. Both players have the same amount of HP on the scouts. And Daut with a very messy board lore there because he's Goths, and it's almost not a bonus. It's supposed to be a bonus that Goths kill boars faster, but too often you end up killing your boar before it reaches the canopy area of your TC, which is where you want it. K-Con, I'm not repeating it, man. I'm not repeating it. I appreciate you trying to promote the fact that people can support the stream, but don't want to go too far with it, dude. So, normally it'd be man-at-arms for both players here. MBL, he has another view queued up, like he's planning on going for archers or something, or going up very late. You know, this is the only time that I think Daut will do what I expect with the uptimes. Actually, scratch that. A very messy Dark Age eco for both players. No loom on this villager. MBL needs to be careful. He's sending another Vil. Oh, he's going to lose the Vil. Oh, that was calculated to perfection. Yeah, MBL probably should have gone back there. Daut getting the Vil pick. Smart move. And I guess MBL would have been up on 23 pop, but he lost a Vil, and Daut will go on 23 pop, which is pretty late for standard man-at-arms, but it evens out in the end. They've clicked up the feudal at around the same time. Johnny Soccer says, when slinging, why do players slug in feudal instead of going fast castle to boom? Well, when you're going for a sling in a team game, Johnny, you need to get resources to them fast. So that's the simple explanation for why they do it in feudal. Because if you wait too long, then it's just way too late. So normally it's man-at-arms into archers and skirm mix. Now, when both players are going man-at-arms, it makes it really interesting because whoever wins the man-at-arms engagement has a lot of map control for a while because of that. Also, if you end up winning the man-at-arms engagement, let's say you have 2 men-at-arms, that forces your opponent to start with archers. So if they start with archers, you just mix in skirms and you cancel that out. So it's really important to win the early engagement, and MBL is Japanese, so his infantry attack faster, and he's going to have 4 man-at-arms once he gets the upgrade. And here comes MBL. He built an outpost here because he knows this is his only wood line. He picks off Daut's scouts. And there will be 4 for Daut as well. But he doesn't have a scout, and he's not Japanese. So he'll take the hill because he has man-at-arms first. But he will just probably distract. He'll probably just run. He doesn't want to fight. Wait for it. There we go. Hey, he goes after the Vil. MBL micros nicely. And now he runs. So just keep this army at MBL's base. That's the game plan here. Nice job from MBL, though. He already started sending these guys forward. He sent 1 back, and he cleaned that up. Very good job calculating all of that. And yet he starts with an archer. Daut just now building his archery range. So there's a couple of very specific things that are probably going to be impossible for most of you to remember. But what Daut does more often than not is, like after a man-at-arms, instead of adding the archery range immediately, he gets the eco upgrades and he adds more farms. So MBL just added some extra farms. I believe Daut added his initial farms first. So Daut gets like a slight little boost in food going forward. And then he tries to defend for a while versus the incoming rush. But I don't know if I agree with how greedy he was here. He's been forced to add another man-at-arm. It's not the play. MBL, of course, can make just archers. And Daut has to leave his berries. The crazy thing about Daut and many players at this level is you see things like this and you think, okay, they're in trouble. They don't have map control. They don't have military. They don't have a really good base in general. But I know I'm about to jinx it. But more often than not, players figure it out. Daut, though, he's going to lose to Lila. That's what she deserved, though, from the last game, too. And Frank. And it looks like Jim and Pam will survive and make it back to go to the office. But nope, not Dwight. Dwight's gone down, and Michael is very... I don't know why I started with office names, but Michael survives. That's good. Maybe I'll watch The Office again, because he's still around. I don't know. MBL has done a really good job here. He sees an archer, he adds a skirmisher, starts killing it. He's getting fletching before Daut is. And Daut lost a ton of villagers and he had a lot of idle time. So I want to talk about this. Kobe says Daut challenge must not have gotten very far given how much T90 official is trash talking him. I want to talk about this. When Daut played me in the Daut challenge, which you'll see more of on YouTube, that guy was scouting like a menace. He was all about map control. But then he plays MBL and he's like, nah, I'm not worried about it. Like, how come he plays with map control, which is so important when he plays me? Like, come on, Daut. Anyway, MBL's micro far superior here, I think. He kills the man-at-arm. He's killing an archer, killing another archer. And I think we'll see mainly skirms. It has to be mainly skirms from Daut. He doesn't want to lose his archers. It wouldn't really surprise me if MBL continues with a lot more skirms for a while as well. And yeah, that's what he is doing. So Daut can't do anything offensively whatsoever.
T90 shirt just arrived. Looks amazing. Thank you very much again. All I need to decide is what to tell my wife about having another man's head on my chest.
Marvino got the T90 Dave shirt, which is on the merch website. If you guys want to see it, you can click the panel below with the shirt and the mug and whatnot. And now he has to explain to his wife why he has Dave as a lumberjack on his chest. It's alright, that'll be an easy explanation. She just has to listen to him sing, and then she'll be cool with it. Thank you, man, for the 500 bits. Glad you like it. This skirmisher is going to do some work, because look how weak these archers are. MBL realizes it, and he turns around and takes a great fight. Daut... Right now, he needs a counter. He recognizes that MBL is not going to chance going through his TC. So he's going to delete a hole in his wall, and he's going to go out and try and attack. Or loop around behind, but no. He's getting this hill instead. MBL seeing this a bit too late. Maybe that's the engagement that Daut needs. I don't know, though. Let's look at the resource difference. See, this is what it comes down to. MBL, about to complete wheelbarrow, has 400 food in the bank, and Daut, he's at 90 food. So, because he lost Dwight earlier, and whatever the other villagers were named, because he had to run away from berries, all the harassment, that added up. MBL is very good at calculating just how much military he makes as well. He doesn't need to make too much right now. He's stopping with his production so he can get to the castle age faster, and one night cleans up the entire army from Daut. So he needs to hold for a little while now and be careful Daut doesn't counterattack him with force. Marcus Bond says, your ability to recognize and predict even small details really puts you apart from other casters. Really enjoy it. Marcus, a year ago, I was still like one of the highest rated casters at the time, but I was like 1600 Vubli, and I basically said to myself, it's obvious to me that to become a really good caster, you need to be entertaining, but you need to have tremendous game knowledge. And so I tried to improve, man. And like I said, I hit 2K on Voobly, which, I mean, we cast 2Ks on Voobly. So like that's a level that I never thought I'd reach, and I'm really proud of myself that I got there. Thank you for recognizing it, man. I appreciate that. When I was 1600, I actually thought for a while that I knew everything, and I just didn't have the overall skill to get to their level. But that was a bunch of baloney. I am still not a skilled RTS gamer. I'm not. I have hotkeys I can't use correctly. I'm clunky at times with it, but I was able to get top 150. So it's a lot about knowing things. The next challenge for me, because I don't really put too much time into playing the game, maybe like 1 day a week. Next challenge for me is to really improve in team games. I was playing with Nikov and Miguel the other day, and it was obvious to me that I need to improve in team games, because like the situational stuff in 1v1s is very different in team games. So I'll work on that next. MBL, the only reason I'm worried for the guy is because of his map. If he had one more wood line, he would not be in this awkward position. Now he's about to hit Castle Age, and Daut, he's added a stable, he's gone scouts, and he's gotten all the defense upgrades on his scouts. So he is going with an all-in feudal, recognizing he's behind here. And he's trying to tower this. I don't think that, well, the tower might go up, but I don't think the tower will offer too much. MBL just needs to survive this awkward stage. Yeah, there we go. Daut repositions this. Because here come knights from MBL. I think if Daut was going to go for this, he needed to add the stable much earlier. And I'm talking about, like, the time that he was losing those villagers, that's when he needed to add the stable, so he could push forward like this. It is a map that you can all in feudal as well, but I think it might be too late for Daut. Because MBL, he has his stone protected, his wood is protected for now unless Daut builds another tower, and Daut's trying, but MBL can just arrive at Daut's base with knights. Also, MBL could just defend here with knights, which I think might be the play. Let's see. 2 knights going forward. Okay, so Daut's adding spears as well. I love games like this, guys. Daut realized that if he didn't make military and feudal and commit, that he would die if he tried to go to castle, so he just started creating a shit ton of castle or feudal age military. I love all-in feudals. But I don't think he's done near enough. These villagers have to get back in the tower. Nice tower from MBL, by the way, to push Daut off of wood. Another barracks, so MBL is going to be up against a lot of trash, feudal age trash. And Daut's making spearmen. Raggy, to answer your question, to be a top player in this game, you need to play a lot, and you need to play consistently. And I look at my YouTube and my Twitch as a career, right? So I'm going to put effort into my casting. I have more passion for my casting, in all honesty, and we'll see where things go in the future with that. But I guess to answer your question, no, I don't aspire to play in any tournaments, and I don't aspire to I don't aspire to like join a clan. I don't see that in my future. That was a sick move from MBL. You see what he did there? He killed the spears with the skirms, and now Daut's trying to go to Castle Age, but MBL, he's protecting himself. I don't know where he's going to go for resources. He hasn't even scouted any other wood lines. Okay, now he goes forward for it. But yeah, MBL with a pretty big advantage if you ask me. I mean, to be completely honest with you guys, and I would never tell a lie, I would never troll. Tyrant asked me to join. Before they asked Tato to join Tyrant, they asked me, and I said, listen, I just don't have the time. I appreciate the offer. I know I'd carry Viper every single game, but I just don't have the time. So they chose Tato instead, and it seems like it was a good decision. Stop laughing, chat. Believe it a little bit, okay? Believe it just a little bit. Don't make it so obvious you don't believe me. Come on now. MBL's taking this engagement. And I don't know. All I'm saying is I'm glad I'm not one of those horses there. Because that would suck. That's a lot of spears with a defense upgrade too. What he's trying to do is just kill all the spears. It's a big investment for Daut to make that. Yeah, he's done a good job there, MBL. 54 villagers for MBL versus the 46 of Daut. Again, I think if Daut holds on here, it's mainly because MBL's map is awful. Because MBL's played this extremely well. I think what MBL might do is build a castle to protect his map a little bit. I love how he sent the knights in here. Oh no! Jim just made it, but Pam is still here. No! Man. This is only season 3. Pam can't die out in season 3. I would just stop watching the show. God. Well, they'll figure it out. They'll get a new secretary. I think MBL needs either a castle or he needs elite skirm. And he's going to build a castle. So, I don't know. I'm really excited to see how this pans out, guys, because Samurai are not very good in the Castle Age. It's a good Imperial Age unit when it's elite. But in Castle, while it certainly offers a lot versus these pikemen and the skirms that Daut might add in, it's not as mobile, and I don't think it's ideal. I think the only reason MBL is doing it is because he knows if he loses this wood, he's like dead because he doesn't have wood elsewhere. Now, luckily, he's thinking about this as we speak, and he's building outposts so he can find another wood line. But when you have a map that's this open, you end up using the market a lot to balance your eco, and that's not great. MBL has knights that are walled out by Daut. And Daut's going forward to MBL's open base, and MBL's also walling up. Impressive stuff from both players, honestly. I mean, Daut has been behind ever since the Feudal Age, and he's done a great job to keep himself in it. Once again, had he not done what he did with the excess feudal military, or the extra, I shouldn't say excess, because it was just right. Had he not done that, it would have been tough for him. And +1/+1 on the pikes, I don't think MBL wants to fight that, but he will lure these units into the towers. And he's adding some samurai. So, I'm pretty sure I'll be receiving a phone call from Spirit of the Law here any moment now, telling me how happy he is I'm casting this game. He loves Japanese, and Japanese in the lead at the moment. 15 extra villas for MBL. Not over for Daut by any means. Goths can spam their way back to victory versus any civilization. But they need a lot more eco. They need a castle. There's a lot of things that Daut doesn't have yet. Oh, but he can build a castle soon. So, where does he build it? He loses that monk. Does he build the castle here so he can kill the towers and get more wood because he's also having wood problems? Or does he build the castle on the hill? We'll find out in a second. He knows the castle's there, and he also saw the flag, so he's expecting his opponent to go with the samurai, and now Daut is going into crossbow to counter that. Oh, that farmer just died. You know, MBL has kind of mind-gamed him a little bit. He's making samurai, but he's also adding in crossbows. So if he has his own crossbows, and he certainly has the eco to keep all these military units pumping, I don't think Daut can really fight this. Now, Daut is Daut, and sometimes he just gets unlucky. It wouldn't surprise me if he wants to build a castle and he starts placing it here right when MBL shows up with all of his military. Come on, don't let me down, Daut. Alright. Guess not. Well, good for him. It's a lot of samurai. And MBL... Oh, is this BM or is this intentional? No, this is intentional. He's getting a Sama. I thought it was outposts at first. MBL is going to start building Japanese towers. So this is... Earlier we saw how to win with map control 101 from MBL. And now we're seeing how to play with Japanese in a 1v1 101. Taking the stone away from Goth's always a good thing, so they can't get the castle. Of course, Daut can build the castle, but he has not done so yet. And does Daut know about that? I think he sees it. Also, Daut is losing his knights out here. And now guard tower from MBL. And Daut knows. He's like, I can't deal with this. I'm outnumbered in military. The samurai and the crossbow's too strong. And the towers will just destroy my whole farming eco. He's already behind in villagers. MBL's towers here would have gotten more range and attack. And great stuff from MBL there. This one was a little bit more simple, but it came down to Daut. His transition from the man-at-arms. You can lose your man-at-arms in the beginning of that game and still be just fine, but Daut's archery range was late. And at this level, when we're talking about 2 players in the top 10, that is, in my opinion, sloppy, and that's not something you can afford to do. He was already down military numbers, right? He lost his man-at-arms, and then he goes, okay, I'm going to add farms before I add my range. In my opinion, that's what lost him the game. He could never really rebound from that. It was cool, however, how he stayed in the game with the extra feudal units. That was cool. And you know what? You remember my number 1 rule. I said it last game and Daut got away with it. Adding extra town centers before getting map control, I feel like that's a big mistake. What if he would have not built this TC? Used the wood that he invested into that TC to add extra farms so he'd have a lot of food eco. Built the castle forward. And started adding Huskarls and Longswords or something. I don't know. I feel like that would be a safer option that would keep him alive longer, at least. Alright, so there's the KD for you. MBL, just great game from him. Fantastic game. The cool thing about it is, in the first game, MBL won. Daut vetoed his re. And then in the second game that MBL won, Daut tried to call a restart and MBL vetoed him. So the veto system paying off for MBL. And there's the technology stats, the society stats for you, and then the timeline. Just a lot of blue. A lot of blue. And they started the next game already. Wow, there's no spec delay today, so I don't even have time to talk too much in between games. I find it interesting how Yasama was just researched, and now we have Yosumi subscribing for 2 months. It's like he timed his first sub to the stream. He timed it, so he would resub when this game happened after Yasama was researched. That's some talent right there, man. Thank you. I feel like we are growing apart. We never talk about our feelings anymore. Well, Joe Manal, I just avoid getting tower rushed nowadays, and I don't have any negative feelings to talk about. Okay, they didn't actually start. So, I rejoined the game room, and it kept adding me as a player. So I set myself to spectator right when MBL did, and it added me back as a player like 3 times.
Great casting T90. I'm spending my summer in the Mediterranean Sea and rescue refugees and help them to Germany and Sweden. It's good to spend my breaks here at T90.
Dude, that sounds awesome, honestly. Like, helping people in any way, man. Good for you. I don't know if that's true or what, but if it is, man, if you're helping people, that's awesome. Thank you for the 5, man. Glad I could be of assistance. AOC stands for Age of Conquerors, Johnny Soccer, and I gotta update the scores real quick. A lot of people who have been around this community for years before the expansions were played have called it AOC and continue to call it AOC. So I think Daut's gonna call a re. Daut has 1 more restart. MBL used his veto last game. And it's Celts versus Saracens. My guess here is that Daut, as he says, should have played last 111. He will call a re, and we might go back. I'm being lazy. I don't want to cast it because I feel like there's going to be a re. So how about this? I'll answer a couple questions until 4 minutes because I fully expected Daut to use a re because he still has one left. I think Saracens can beat Celts because they also have mobility and strong options in the late game, but Celts are just so much better in all the other stages of these games. But I think Saracens are a bit underrated because they do have champions, and they have knights in castle. They have the camels, the Mamluks, the gunpowder, the siege. But it's just getting there can be tough. But it seems like Daut might play it. Psyker, there's a best of 5 for the 3rd place match, which will be after this set. Okay, I guess they're gonna play it. Okay, well, Daut's map isn't awful. Maybe that's one reason he might continue to play this one. I thought that he wouldn't play this matchup, but hey, he could wall off here. If he wants to be real greedy, wall here. Protect his gold and his wood. Can wall between these wood lines. Has a gold and 2 stones on the back that he can take. And this is a perfect place for a TC later. Perfect place for a TC later. TC, I mean, it's a very flat map. Now, it's a flat map with the exception of the center. So yet again, map control will be important. Being aggressive will be important. Otherwise, MBL could use this hill and take this gold from him. MBL's map, though, is not great. And yes, this game will be played. MBL has a wood line here and here. That's fine. Stone is also very good. But look at his golds, guys. Main gold forward. Secondary gold. How awkward is this? Look at this maze you have to walk through to get to it. Can hardly lock that down with anything. Even TCing there is questionable because, well, there's a hill here and the cliffs would deny any farms. And then this gold's up on the hill. So we've seen 2 victories from MBL today where he has saw his map and his opponent's map and abused it. This time around, MBL has a worse map and he's going to be up against a map which is much better than his. So I'm really curious to see how Daut plays this and how MBL plays this. But for the start of the game, it's certainly fine for MBL because everything's close together. It's just, you can't be greedy enough to think that this is good because the wood's close to the TC, because everything else will be forward. What do you think, chat? What do you think? How, well, first of all, what do you think about the Civ matchups? And then what are your thoughts on just the maps? Yeah, definitely. What's up, Elvinor? Definitely an edge to MBL here in terms of civs. But if Celts can get to, I'm telling you, if Celts can get to 3, 4 TCs and they're not being pushed and they have map control, I think they win here. I think that both of these civs, because all their technologies are so freaking expensive, it could be difficult. You know, the one thing is that a lot of the transitions for both these civs is into archers. Like, a lot of times from Saracens, you'll see Drush into archers or scouts into archers. And Celts, you normally see militia into archers or Drush into archers from them. However, Celts have this awkward period where they're going to the next stage, but they can't get Arbalest. So they have to then, as they've been getting upgrades on ranged units and building production buildings for ranged units, they have to then go into a melee unit that needs to be created out of castles. So I think the early Imperial Age will be really fun to talk about because Daut can just go crossbow right up to Arbalest and start pushing with siege. And that's not something that MBL can do. He needs a lot more time. Saracens have the options. Will they perform well with the lack of that wood bonus that Celts have? We'll see. MBL clicking up later, and he's scouting his opponent's base now. It's 2-2. Winner moves on to face Viper, and I think we're seeing a forward from MBL. It looks like man-at-arms into a forward, and we'll see how this develops because there's very few areas he can end up except for here. Is Daut? Not sure what Daut is doing. Like, yet again, it seems to me as this is just the weirdest wall you've ever seen from MBL because of lack of scouting. Hey, the Vild's gonna die. It seems to me like he wants to go scouts, but he's on gold. Or maybe he wants to go archers, but he doesn't have the wood for the archery range. This is not 2K4. This is not something you should see so frequently from a player like Daut, but okay, I think he expects the forward. He sees the Vills, surprise! And MBL is going to place a tower. Ooh, which, I mean, I guess he's on stone. It's still a questionable tower. I think he could have been more offensive. That tower is so peculiar to me. I hate that I'm being so nitpicky over these guys. Like, I don't want it to seem that I'm being nitpicky. It's just, I feel like that could have been a bit further forward. Oh, MBL, this is pro stuff. Look at him blocking the villager. He takes so many hits with just militia to kill a Vill, and there was only a 4-tile distance that Daut needed to go with the Vill to save himself. But MBL with the clutch move to block. No resources for man-at-arms, MBL. Only 50 food. It's very tough to go man-at-arms and Trush because of the cost associated with it, so the eco is probably a little bit more efficient for Daut, if anything, right now, because he doesn't have so many villagers not working. I like how Daut spears like just passing. Just collecting the wolves, bro. Just collecting the wolves. What was that? I think he's coming forward for MBL's scout. That's funny. Just passing. MBL just setting up shop here. He's gonna chop wood now. Maybe Daut will overreact a little bit. You know, in the previous game, he added his range late, and also he didn't add a second range for a while, and he went for farms. This time he's added 2 ranges. But if he ends up making military and running right into enemy walls, then maybe MBL will have a stronger eco. I don't know. MBL, after chopping probably like 30 wood, that's it, at that lumber camp that he built, is going to go for another tower, and he's been keeping his scout active, guys. This is important. He's kept his scout active to see what his opponent's going for. But it's a risk to try and do this now because his opponent has archers. So luckily, he chose the correct place for that. Oh, Daut sees it. Daut was probably trying to wall there. So nice distraction from MBL with this army. He will, wow, just killed Daut's scout, and he's also getting hits in on the archers. And that tower is going to be a nuisance. Now, if MBL could sneak down here and get a tower, if you could place one right here, that would be sick. And Daut, he's aware, so he's going to place a tower there. Now, the thing about preemptive towers is when you build before your opponent's going to build, your opponent can be more choosy about where they place it. And MBL could still get one like right here, but it's risky with archers out and about. So I think he will probably not do that. Now, that's an outpost that he'll have to delete, because Daut's tower will go up. Daut going out on a counterattack with a lot of archers. You know what's cool here, guys? Look at this real quick. If you're not aware of this, Saracens have one of the weirdest bonuses as a team bonus. Foot archers +2 attack versus buildings. Daut has foot archers, and he's going to try and go through the palisade walls. Now, players, they wall enough where they normally can time just how long it would take for a wall to go down. You rarely see Saracen archers. So MBL, he might be looking at this and thinking he needs to quick wall. Okay, never mind. Daut's attacking the houses. My point is, MBL could misjudge this. Let's see. Daut needs to attack downhill. He needs to attack this palisade or this palisade. It's without fletching, and a smart play from MBL in the end to build the tower here instead of here. And he'll build a house just to delay Daut. And I just heard Daut's blacksmith go up. He needs to go for a... look at that dude. Daut needs to go for fletching. But MBL, he went forward with towers. And now he's just going to boom up to the next stage. He built a gate here, so Daut could still run around here later on. But Daut's on the other side right now. It's certainly sloppy from MBL, but he knows what he's doing here. got a nice little advantage, I think. And he's going to try and take that to the next stage. The reason there's a score difference is mainly because MBL doesn't have any military whatsoever. Yeah, Daut walling off nicely here, so that tower would have never happened. And Daut's going to use the market and go up. You see how much he's abused that market? That's the other Saracen's bonus. He needs to buy some food. Buy some food. Buy a little bit more food, Daut. And boom, he's up. MBL, he's... Oh, wow, he's not even close. I thought for sure he was going to click, but he got wheelbarrow instead. He needs to use the market, too. What is this from Daut? Why is he sending 5 villagers forward? Villagers on wood, villagers on stone, villagers on gold. If he's still on stone, that could be a castle. It could also be for TCs. I think Siege Workshop, at the very least here, is coming from Daut. He has a huge window to do damage. I don't think MBL expects Daut is clicked up, because Daut still has a score lead. Mr. Seal 13s says, with 100 bits, this is all the money I had left. Hope it helps. It does help, man. Thank you. Every little bit adds up, man. Every subscription, every time you watch an ad, every dollar. You know what? We have 1,300 people here. Every dollar adds up. This is looking very good for Daut. Will Daut meet Viper in the finals? Daut picks off one villager. He just misses out on her. MBL looping around with the skirms. It's just a tower for Daut, I guess. Because he saw how vulnerable MBL's gold would be. That's a smart tower. It's weird because he's in Castle Age, but that's a really smart tower. It denies MBL's gold. And we talked about it earlier. MBL has a gold here. Neutral golds are there, and the other golds out here. So, another map control game. And MBL is going to go out to this gold now. Will Daut have army going that direction? Daut sees the golds. He has no military going over that way. And I think MBL will place a tower there. Yeah. Even if MBL gets gold, I still think he's in a tough spot. And Celts don't want to be pressured like this. They want to be more comfortable. And a big problem for MBL now is he has no counter to the Knights. Oh, and here comes Daut. MBL trying to quick wall here so the crossbows can't sit underneath that tower. He has to sit in the tower. Daut will kill another villager. So Daut did realize that gold was there. And here comes another vill. Joe Manal says, I use ad block, but I go door-to-door advertising your stream. Alright, man. Well, that's much better than not using ad block, so thank you. Another tower from Daut. MBL, he just doesn't really have the stone to justify building these towers. He also doesn't know what's happening. So he's going to lose out on that wood line. Has to go to this wood line. And is Daut going to... This could be another sick tower rush game. If Daut towers this wood too, he could have all the gold secured except for one. And all the woods for MBL. The beautiful thing about having these crossbows if you're Daut is you can pick off the spears that MBL has here. So, the Knight, that can run underneath the tower fire. MBL sent out the spears. I think the Knight will have to run away anyhow, but Daut's going to try and kill those spearmen. And Daut has a pretty dominant position now in Game 5. And even taking some of that gold from MBL. So MBL building a preemptive tower to protect his one and only wood line he has. I guess he can go to here, but if he loses this, he'll probably lose this. That tower, it's in range of all the vills? No. It's so tough to judge because of the elevation. Is that actually in range? I think a couple of the vills can still collect the gold. But regardless... MBL is just in big trouble now. He needs to sell for all of his gold. They've reversed roles, chat. They've reversed roles. This is basically what MBL did to Daut in his 2 victories, and Daut's given him a taste of his own medicine. MBL's not liking the taste of that medicine, I can tell you that much. You know, the interesting thing about this, the cool thing about this is for a while, Daut was on 1 TC. So it's just full on aggression, knights and towers and crossbows. I love this style. And it shows that Daut is a very versatile player, because we saw in the other games just how passive he was, but he chose to be aggressive this time, and it's worked really well. It's going to be tough for MBL to push this back. 1, 2, 3 towers here. 4, 5, about to be 6, and anytime MBL tries to send siege to kill the towers, Daut will just show up with the knights. So it's just tower defense for MBL. Everywhere he looks, there's going to be a tower. Now, he will have a few more villagers because he's been on 2 TCs a while longer. He needs to find an opening. He needs to find an opportunity in an area to push so he can get the res back. And Daut, he's probably going to be happy with the position he's in, and he'll start adding his own economy now. These villagers now going down for MBL. So Daut gets, let's see, 3 Vil picks. I think it was 3. It could have been, I think there was 5 in the original group, so it could have been more than that. Oh no, there's 2 in the tower, so it was 3. MBL has to push with a lot of trash, and he has to sell stone for gold. And that's exactly what he's done there. I like how this badass villager is out here collecting gold. Like, I don't care if there's knights out here. You said I couldn't do this. Well, I can. I believe. And he's gonna get it. Let's go. It's a gold heist. No. Ah. I admired that villager for his passion for life. And his desire. He's gonna get we got another one. His best buddy out here following his lead. He's gonna get some gold. Let's go. You know, there's one thing MBL can do, and that's build a castle like here, and then clean up the towers and get his gold back and some wood. But he's been selling his stone for gold, which he obviously needs. So I think Daut's gonna go for a castle. And you know, Daut is kind of a meme for his Daut castles, but I don't see anything stopping that. Okay, never mind. There's Maganel, and it's Daut, so maybe. But any other player in the game would build a castle defensively. Daut will probably build it offensively. He's just realizing now MBL's adding siege, and he might lose some of this map control. Let's see, Daut. Where are you putting that castle, man? 3 TCs at home. Lots of resources. He's building a castle. Where's he placing it? There we go. Nice and safe. I think if this was a regular rated game, he would have placed it right here, right next to the siege workshop. In fact, if this was open, he would have walked right in here. You know, just place it right between the tower and the siege workshop. But this is for some money. This is for some bragging rights, of course. I'm honestly surprised that MBL's been able to keep an economy going with 64 villagers in such a small space. Especially for a guy who hates arena. Like, these villagers will eventually all go down. He needs to kill that tower. And now MBL knows there's a castle on the front, and he's probably not happy about it. I'm not Norwegian, but I've heard enough angry Norwegians to know that MBL is probably saying "fan" right now, which I think that's it. I think that's a swear word in Norway. Fan, right? Any Norwegians out there? Is that right? I think I got it. Yeah, FAEN. That means something. Probably the words that were uttered out of MBL's map. Well, his map is probably pissed off at him as well, but I meant his mouth. But he's killing the towers, guys. He's killing the towers. 71 vills for both. 89 population. No, it's now 88 to 88. What a game we have here. But Daut should be heavily favored because he has the map control. And he's laying on that market. He's pulling the T90 Dave here. And he's idling his TCs. And he just wants to go to Imp. Use that Saracen market bonus, guys. I'm telling you, it's actually really strong. It bailed Daut out with his eco early on. He got to castle much faster because of it. And now he has... Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. He has the Imperial Age upgrade on the way and lots of crossbows that he can upgrade to Arbalest. But MBL will get some of his gold back. Though I don't think it'll be for very long. Meanwhile, MBL has 14 food. Eventually, his extra villagers will give him more than that, but 14 food. That's it. Obviously not great. What Daut does not want to do now is lose his momentum. The way to lose your momentum is to lose your army. If MBL can delay by taking trades, then Daut might not have much in the next stage except for a trebuchet. And Daut, please be careful here. That is an army that can kill everything you have. And oh god. Oh god! Oh, great micro from Daut. Great awareness, because I would have been distracted by this and I would not have noticed that there. And you know, in fact, he's going to get rewarded here and he's going to kill both Mangonels, I think. Actually, MBL is repairing, so maybe not. Oh! Oh! Did the villager get the final hit there? Did she get the final hit? I thought the knight was dead. Oh, Daut. He's fine. So, forward siege workshop from MBL. I still don't think MBL can do too much, and like, pushing back in Castle Age is so awkward with his civilization. You don't get the best knights, and even if you make knights, your opponent can make camels. So I think it's got to be elite, skirm, pikemen, and rams. MBL seeing Daut's an imp, and he's got to be thinking, "Oh God, what do I do now?" Two castles now for Daut, so the trebs will start coming out. I say that, and he hasn't created one yet. He's getting Bracer and Arbalest, though, and that's a siege workshop over here. What's Daut up to? Okay, he's coming back home to deal with this. Daut is making trebuchets, so it will be difficult for MBL, but I feel like MBL has kind of bought himself the time that he wanted. Now, 8 range for the Arbalest versus 7 range from the Mangonels, so Mangonels are going to have a tough time getting pickoffs here. I think that's why we're seeing the skirmisher switch. MBL knows he can't wait for Imp. If he waits for Imp, he'll just lose everything, so he has to make Castle Age military, and it's going to be skirms and pikemen and Mangonels, and Daut's going to treb down this TC, but Daut doesn't have any military there to kill villagers, so interesting stuff. I'll tell you what, guys, if MBL wins this game, I'll be thoroughly impressed. Because if he had Huns or something, like Huns could push this back with Knights and CA and skirms. They're a lot more flexible and a lot more mobile. But with Celts, Celts is not really a civilization to push all in Castle Age, but MBL's he's forced to do that. It all comes down to Daut's Arbalest numbers. If he loses this group of Arbalest, then MBL can push back the trebs here. You can push back the, well, he could push Daut's main base, actually. Daut's playing this right. He's coming forward now. He's killing the villagers. His towers earlier just put him in such a good position. Remember, I didn't think he was necessarily going to play this game because of the Civ, but he is playing on. Oh, needs to be careful. No, he will not lose that trebuchet. And here come the skirms from MBL. So MBL will go for trades versus the Arbalest. I think he just completed ballistics, did he not? Chat, can you help me out? Did he not research ballistics? It's weird that he missed those 2 volleys. See, the problem for Daut now, guys, is that he's invested so heavily into Arbalest and Trebs that he doesn't have res to really tech switch. So I know you guys are aware that Saracens have strong options. That's always been the case. It's just that it's expensive options, similar to Celts, actually. So for a while now, Daut's eco it's set up for bombard cannons, for Trebs, and for Arbs. And a few Mamelukes, apparently. Look at that. He came in here and picked off the Mangonels. MBL's in trouble. MBL is in trouble. I doubt if he continues to add eco, add farms, he can add in Hussar. And with Hussar, he can, I mean, this will be overchopped soon. He could run through here right into the wood line. He could do so much. He needs a little bit of mobility, I feel. And there's scale, I can't speak, scale barding armor. Which might be for Mamelukes, but it's probably just for Hussar. And I think MBL, despite having more military numbers, he's just too far behind now. He does not have access to golds, guys. He does not even have the food or the wood to sell. He's making a lot of trash. But if Daut plays this correctly, I mean, he has the relics, he has the extra gold. He should kill this. And this cliff is very good for Daut too. Because MBL needs to push this, but he runs into so much castle fire in the process trying to get here. And Daut with the quick walls! Oh, that's heartbreaking for MBL. He can't even get the trebuchet. So here comes MBL. He's going to go for it. Daut sending in his arbs. If MBL can just delay, kill one castle, kill this tower, then he can take the gold. He's adding more archery ranges. I think he kills the castle here. There's nothing stopping that. Will he kill this one, though? I'm not too sure. This is happening pretty fast now. 182 population for MBL and 160 for Daut. The Mamelukes, not the best unit in the game, but the Arbalest certainly doing enough here with all the upgrades and attack on the hill, killing the pikemen. And then 1 or 2 knights now from Daut can clean up the skirms. And the score lead just commanding for Daut at the moment. MBL tried, but he doesn't have enough. His farms are now expiring. It's all falling apart for MBL in Game 5. And Viper is waiting. He's watching this game, actually. And he's waiting to see who will be the winner here. So he'll play... The winner will play Viper in a few hours. Looks like it's going to be Daut. MBL will just lose the production buildings he scrambled up. He can't afford to go to the Imperial Age. He can't afford to rebuild archery ranges. He can barely afford to create units out of his production buildings. But he's trying, because it's the final game, and he should try. Daut gave MBL a piece of his own medicine. He showed him what map control can do, and what it feels like. And now Lightcav being teched into, and I think that's all Daut really needed, was Lightcav, and then this game will be won. Mamelukes will kill these rams. This cliff is so fortunate for Daut, but he's using it effectively. MBL, no gold for most of this game. It's just insane. It's impressive that he's survived this long, actually. But I know Daut's losing a few arbs here. I don't think he'll be worried. Just needs to wait for the Lightcav. And I think MBL will call the GG in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. GG. I was close. I was close. Yeah, he knows there's no chance. Well played, Daut. And that was Game 5 of this series. Daut moves on to the final of this event, which has been really entertaining thus far. Shout out once again, guys, to Killer B for organizing this event. He's also streaming it on his stream if you want to check him out. Type !Killer B and click the link. Leave him a follow. Daut's going to the finals versus Viper. It'll be exciting to watch. Look at that KD. What's more interesting is probably the eco stats here. So 241 kills for Daut, 100 units lost. Now look at the eco difference. I don't think I've seen a game go on that long when someone had so little gold. 3,674 gold for MBL. That's it. That's crazy. There's such a huge difference, and Daut, of course, had more to collect as well. All right, guys. Well, MBL's not finished. MBL's going to play Hera next in the 3rd place match, so that's what we're going to go to next. It's been a fun cast today. So thank you again to everyone for stopping by. Hope you guys are having a fun weekend and are looking forward to another week. I'll be announcing my schedule. I have some big stuff coming up this week. I'll be playing poker on stream versus Nilly and doing something called the minimap casting challenge. Well, not challenge, but we'll be doing some minimap casting, and yeah, I'm looking forward to more. I'm always looking forward to more, man.
Germany should accept at least 8 million refugees over the next 3 years.